All right.
Weed.
As our
420, maybe?
adventurers last left off, they have just raided a Warforged Colossus and were attacked by an enormous avalanche of chocolates. Two of our compatriots, the nefarious Dr. Slinky Piper and the purported do-gooder Mallow Malfax, have absconded so more mysteriously to engage in an adventure unknown to the likes of mortal man, leaving our remaining adventurers, Belfan, Jurados, Silas, and Asger, in front of the infernal war machine, it's been newly repaired after taking damage from an adamantine landmine. And I believe our friend Silas has just received some.
Indeed. Boy, oh boy. Well, fellas, something funny just happened to me. Y'all. Okay, how do I gotta make sure y'all understand this. Yeah, you know when you whisper to people and it's real low and quiet? Make a noise. Tell me that you understand, alright? I'm not gonna move on until you get it.
We understand whispers, yes.
Alright,
Yes.
good. Well, something just told me that it is a soul trapped in something big, which, I'm sure we can infer what the big thing might be. And, let me see. Say that again, fella? Alright, yeah, he wants out. So, oh, anybody know what the Emerald Claw is?
I
Man,
can't.
what?
I can't say I do.
I am not aware of an emerald claw.
Alright, fantastic. So there's a ghost. He was part of the Emerald Claw when he was alive. And, about Thrain. Is that a word you know?
Three.
Thrain.
Mm-mm.
Oh, ain't this fantastic? There's a ghost. We gotta help him.
We
I'm just
don't
going to
have to
say
do
out of character
anything.
that Thrain is one of the nations of Corvair. You would know what the is.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Uh,
I need to
we don't have to do anything. I'd rather not deal with the undead coming out.
Yes, you know my thoughts on that, though.
Like, if he's dead, he's dead. Leave it at that. No need to free him.
If he's dead and stuck here, he's not with hell.
If he's dead and asking
Massive
for help, I'm gonna
reason
help.
to free him.
He says he can
Do you
get
know
us
how to
secrets.
exercise him, Asker?
We shall see.
Fine. How do we take him out, Silas?
Well, you heard him.
I
Not you,
didn't.
but not you. The other, the unseen. Oh, he wants us to kill him.
Kill who?
My ass, man. The ghost.
How exactly does he propose to do that?
He's dead, and none of us here are holy men.
Fella, what are you in right now?
A giant
Not you,
machine?
stupid.
Ask him where his body is.
I. Ghost, I beseech you. Where the fuck are you?
You hear silence, and all of a sudden, a faint cough in your skull, and information is relayed to you.
So apparently it's a corona ghost.
Alright, he's south of here. He sees a bunch of tubes and bodies. which is fantastic because that means we can leave this little sweet patch of hell that we found ourselves in.
The South, you say?
Tubes
Mhm.
and what?
Bodies. In a place filled with machines.
Ian, did you resend us
They-
the map?
They must have.
Oh
that,
shit! Actually, let me open up the Corvair map.
Well, to our fortune, to the south is housed Canis Manufactory.
Oh, that would be rather nice for us.
There is
At
a.
least for you.
Okay, it is in the Discord.
To be fair, there's also a possibility that we're going into something of an experiment because there's also a biological warfare division there.
Oh. Fun.
Does that sound familiar, Ghosty?
Hear a raspy whisper in your skull.
Wait. Where did you post it?
That one.
It's in the it's in the Roll20 chat. I put the map there.
Oh, derp.
Oh, good. It can also record the map too. That's very useful.
All right. Them says yes to you. The belly man.
I'm sorry. What?
That's your name, right? It's
That
agreeing with you. What's your
Belfan?
Belfan? Yeah, Belfan. That's what I said.
That's
Alright.
not what you said.
It.
That's
is just
definitely not what you said.
Listen, Belfan. There, I said it. All right. Ghost is in that biohelical, whatever the hell you just said.
Hmm. Well, south we go then.
Hi ho, hi ho.
All right.
Damn it.
How do you want to enter your infernal war machine? And how do you want to chart your plot down that? Remember that the Mornland is a bit of a tenuous place.
I want to enter through the smallest hatch there is.
Jados
Hang on. Be right back.
walks
Sure.
over to Asker, silently whispering to him, was like, "How quickly do you think we'll be able to get this done?"
I don't know.
Oh, Asker.
It may take a minute. Yes, 1 second. But I will tell you this. I have received word from my mistress, and she hardly directly speaks to me. She wants this one.
I hope it's something very important.
We shall see. Yes, Belfan. What was it? Sorry.
So, the thing that shredded the underside of our war machine is this. He holds out the adamantium shard.
It seems rather sharp.
Oh, it is. And I can do a lot more than just being sharp. I have an idea with it. If you'll give me some time and perhaps one of your gauntlets if you have one.
Yeah, sure. And he takes off the little leather gauntlet that he wears. and hands it
Alrighty.
over.
So Belfan's gonna get to work on making that arm blade.
Well, thank you.
Mind you, this is still an active minefield, so we'll have to be very careful.
That is true. We do need to make sure our footing is precise.
Yes.
I'll be in the tank.
Wait, what? Number 612?
Belfan just kind of starts getting to work on making the arm blade.
Good. All right. So, if
Is-
his soul is out and free like this, it's not stuck within its normal body. Meaning, we need to either get it back into its body so that I can free it, or we need to find another way to encapsulate it so that I can send it to hell. ideas?
Not really. This is not my area of expertise, as you know, Asker.
That is fair. You slay them, I send their souls to hell.
I'm back.
Yes, I'm better with the military tactics and dismantling a whole country from the inside out, not doing priestly things like this.
This isn't priestly things. Do you think I'm a priest?
No, I know you're not a priest, especially after
Just
what
like
you've
one.
done. Well, technically, you could technically be a priest to hell.
That is true.
You hear Belfan from the tank. Could have fooled me with all his rituals.
I wonder what a baptism for hell is like. Hey, what's that like?
Anyway, you asked what a baptism from hell is like. You've seen my face.
I
Y'all
thought that
do
was
that to
just.
babies?
I thought that was
Oh,
just something being
yes,
an asshole
absolutely.
to you.
Oh no, that was. And actually, as you guys are all kind of standing around, and I hadn't brought him out yet, this bright emerald winged snake crawls from out underneath Asger's cloak and pops his head up.
Oh, it's a thing.
That is Hella,
Look
and
at you, you got a little
he,
kitty.
yes, and he is actually the one who gave me the scar and first introduced me to my mistress.
That's a bad cat.
It's a snake.
Hey, it's small. Cats are small.
So are mice.
They're not that small. I'm not gonna call it a mouse. Look, it's bigger than a mouse.
It's a snake, that's what you're
Use
gonna
your
call
head.
it.
That thing is not as small as a mouse. I'm not gonna call it a mouse.
I.
Look, I kind of know about mice. I know rats. Oh,
Ian,
yeah.
what do
I've
I have
seen
to
a rat that big.
what do I have to do to
What's up?
for the arm blade making it? What do I have to do to roll, or what do I have to roll?
Smithing proficiency.
Alrighty.
Just a smith tools check, and then do you have leather crafting?
Leather crafting.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Silas, you stepped away for a second. We.
Yeah, I do. I have more.
We
I have
need to
so many
find-
artisan specialties. It's ridiculous.
We need to find a way to either return the body or the soul back to its body or encapsulate the soul so that I can send it back to hell and actually free it. Otherwise, it's permanently stuck here.
We'll figure that out, Mr. Priest. I'm kidding. I'm gonna help you. He said that he needs to be killed. He's taken a new form, so he's been jumping around. Is that? Do you know if that's normal?
It's not. It's one of the reasons hell wants him so bad. I'm rather sure of it.
Ooh, seasoned. Okay, so he wants to die.
Well, we
But
can help with that, but we need to find
a way to
a
grab
way.
once he jumps around again.
Pretty much, yes.
I mean, I could ask him what his preferences are. I guess. See if he wants to jump into a cake. I don't know.
Well, I'm
know I
not
would.
sure he's going to go so willingly. He may want to die, but instinct might make him defend himself.
All
Oh.
creatures are creatures of instinct.
Ow, damn, you don't have to yell. Okay, he said any form's fine, which really narrows it down. Thanks there. Thank you, Ghost. You're very big.
Someone's
This is just.
someone's determined to continue to exist.
Oh. Ian,
Wait. Didn't. Hold on, timeout. Going back, and I didn't write it down properly.
What's up?
I'm mad at myself. What exactly did the banner do again?
You put it on someone who's about to die, and it puts them in stasis, but they can still be targeted by attacks and if they go double HP, I'll actually count negatives. They die. And when it's lifted, they have to do all of their death saving throws in rapid
And
succession.
Is it impervious to like
It
can
can't
it
be harmed by
broken?
mortal means.
Okay, cool.
It won't protect the
So-
body, but it itself cannot be.
Cool. So it encapsulates and captures things basically within a body. So if I put it over the body that he jumps into,
God damn it. I pressed the power button on my computer and it disconnected me.
All right.
Sorry. I was trying to turn
okay.
the volume down.
All right, so it'll be leather workers stuff plus. Would I add my intelligence to this?
Yeah, of course.
Alrighty,
Just give me 2 rolls for that really quick, and let's see how good this comes out.
alrighty. Here it goes. 10 for the
Oh,
first one.
dear.
Uh-uh.
It is very mediocre.
I'll do it again. That's better.
Oh, there you go.
It's like it was me. It
Oh,
was
hey,
me fiddling.
Mags. Oh, Mags, how long are you going to be? Oh, there you go. Son of a bitch. All right. I kind of need Mags for the next section, so.
Well,
That's fair.
Well, actually.
so I got a
you all
10.
still.
Sorry, go.
Yeah. Go ahead and role play out that, and I also need a plan for getting over the mine. Because if you don't plan for it, you will die.
All right, so that's
Okay.
so. I know the 10's gonna be a little. Will make the work craftsmanship a little mediocre, but it's him figuring out where to put the blade still, and then. But what am
Okay.
I gonna get for the 21?
I imagine it's just the overall fit and everything. You got it to be. The blade. It does a D6. Because you did a pretty decent job mounting it. Doesn't extend out as much as you would like. But for the 21, you crafted it so finely that he can unleash it as just a free action. It doesn't require a bonus.
Alrighty.
Nice.
And then on top of it, I'm going to throw my +1 invocation onto it.
Nice.
All right, Asker, it's done.
Well, that was rather fast.
And he friggin' shucks this arm blade to you. I
Huh?
couldn't. Nice little toy, isn't it? Just be careful with it. The mechanism.
Hey, did you?
Hmm?
Did you? Quick thing, Belfin. Did you use anything that was inside the infernal war machine to make that?
I mean, it would have been just like the leather stuff plus like other stuff that he's been picking up on the side to do it.
Okay.
I mean, if
Nuts and bolts and what have you.
would you prefer I did something with it?
I would have preferred you would pick something within the infernal war machine because it means I could have injected more tomfoolery.
No, I'm intelligent enough to say that Belfan is kind of like probably kind of carries a good bit of scrap with him.
That makes sense.
Fair enough.
And
Okay, so
and
I guess back.
Alrighty.
Sorry, go ahead.
So go ahead and add a +1 arm blade to your inventory.
Sweet. I will edit that on the Google thing. Wait, how do I? Why is it not letting? Oh, there we go. All right, I will add that in just a second. Back to I guess
Gyarados, you there?
Ian.
Yeah,
Okay. What is Gyarados doing right
he's just watching. He doesn't really have any like stakes in currently because this is none of his familiar field essentially.
True. What are you doing with your goblin and hobgoblin?
Just keeping them in the ship.
Okay. Okay, perfect. All right, go on, Asger.
So would that work with that weapon, or not the weapon, the veil thing, the banner?
Oh, that's a pretty smart idea, yeah.
All right, cool. So Asger actually pulls out the banner and he says, Hel gave this to me, and it would probably keep him within the body as I sent it to her. So we just get him to jump into a body, and can he jump into a dead one? Silas, can you ask that?
Fella. God, this is bizarre. Would you prefer a dead body or a living body? Can you use a dead body?
Here, 1
He-
minute.
He
I accidentally autofilled from the last thing he said.
just, he just says no drow. That's kind of insensitive.
He's probably an elf or a dwarf.
I mean, he's dead. He'll be happy with what he gets. Any form.
Oh, I've got a nasty trick up my sleeve.
Let's put him in
Oh,
something
no.
harmy.
Hey, so you
Go ahead.
remember the fact that I get a magical cannon, Ian?
Oh God, what are you gonna do?
So, you know that bit of dragon shard, that dragon shard powder you gave me and told me that it basically functions like a dispel magic. Yeah, I'm gonna put that into a
Yep.
capsule. I can fire into the air.
Okay, that's actually really cool. I'm down for that.
I like that.
Roll a d4 minus 1.
D4 minus 1. Gotcha.
Yep.
Let's see if I do it perfectly. 3.
Nice.
You have 3. You have 2 uses.
Two little shards of what basically would function as like a dispel magic.
An AOE to spell magic range of 20 feet.
Works for me.
Radius. Yeah, do that.
Alrighty.
Pretty neat. AOE to spell magic.
Interesting. So
All right. Go ahead.
everyone, Belfan especially, since you know a lot about the machinery and things out here, we should figure out how to get through this hellhole without dying.
Well, the problem is that these mines are everywhere, just about. We'd have to take our time getting through them, but the minefield. Actually, would I have an idea of like what the way a minefield would be formatted?
Roll a history.
17.
You interned when you were younger. I guess when you were at the academy, you took military tactics defensive armaments 101 as like an elective. And you vaguely recall how they do this, but not firm enough that you're like super confident, but enough that you feel like this is something that could be handled if you took your.
Okay, but I also dismantled one of these with like a nat 20 the other week. So, what would I know?
It was inert for some reason.
Yeah, but
If you want to go examine it again, you might be able to determine why it was in.
Fair. Let's go do that. Give me 1 moment. I need to check something.
Heads up, I
Okay,
found a
Bel-
cricket token.
Oh God, good.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
send it to me on Discord and I'll add it.
All right. But
All right, what are the? Okay,
I'm
I'm just
gonna-
gonna say go ahead and roll. Go ahead.
1d20 plus 7 again? Or is it like
Uh,
oh wait, it's investigation, wouldn't it? It would be less.
Yeah, that'd be investigation.
Yeah, it would be a little less.
Well, you could use your smithing tools to investigate it reasonably.
Then that would give me advantage, wouldn't it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Or you can have me look for it too.
Plus 7. That's bad.
Okay.
That's a 9.
Belfin has no clue. So go ahead, Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
I'm drawing a blank, sadly. I mean, I have some vague recollection of like courses I took, but even so.
Belfin thinks to themselves, I should have. Oh my God!
Isn't that great?
Hi.
Belfin thinks to themselves, I knew I should have taken that senior seminar on defensive armaments. Asger, okay, go ahead and describe what you're doing, Asger, right now, because you got to roll high enough that you actually know why it's inert.
Well, you kind of have to tell me first.
Yeah, I know, but tell me how you examine it, and then I'll tell you what you figure out. Like, I'd be curious to think, what would Asger's thought process be in examining?
Well, what does it look like?
It's a landmine, and the top has a series of like 9 adamantine shards.
Which
This one
actually-
only had.
Yeah, I already removed
This one
it.
only had one left. So the rest of them are gone. You notice that there's a material in the center. You reasonably deduce that it is a kind of expanding explosive element that pushes out the shards at super fast speeds, but it's not active right now for some odd reason. As you look at it a little bit longer, you think back to, I don't know, alchemical knowledge or some strange thing in your distant past, and you think to yourself, you just can't quite figure it out. And as you're running your fingers across the side of it, you feel a faint residue. You strike your finger across it, swipe it across the surface, and there's this faint jelly kind of sprinkled on the top of it. And you realize, that someone had apparently dusted the entire area in some kind of magical gelatin that rendered the explosive element inert. So you conclude that the field everywhere around you likely will not explode.
Ah. Everyone, it seems, after looking thoroughly through this, there's some form of gelatin, apropos to our friend Slinky's brother, I assume, slung all over the minefield, and it has caused the explosive ignition to not be possible.
Oi, Goblin. Gyarados says he looks at one. Walk across the field.
Do I have to?
Did I stutter?
No, you did not.
Asger kind of shoulders his spear in a way of, I'm gonna chuck it if you don't start walking.
Okay, the goblin crawls out of the top hatch. You can bring down the side hatches that are used for firing spells and other armaments off of the side. And you see the goblin go into the mists ahead of you. And you hear stepping, and all of a sudden this kerthunk noise and then a body falling to the floor. But they've gone further into the mist that you can't see what happened.
So, Goblin number one.
Silent.
Yeah, he's dead. That's good. I thought you said these things weren't gonna explode.
Well, I didn't hear anything.
Go ahead and roll investigation for this.
Okay.
Okay.
Mind if I roll?
Oh yeah, go ahead if you want.
No. Well, let's see.
Oh my god.
Hi.
Sherlock Holmes. Oh wow. Look at that. As Belfin is looking through the little side area into the swirling mists of the Mournland, Asger definitely steps by, leans in an extra inch, and goes, "Aha! I know what happened." Here, I'm gonna whisper it to you.
All right.
I wonder what happened.
Oh, Gyarados, it's fine. Our friend is just a goblin, so he's a moron.
What happened?
Yeah, what did happen?
We'll just go forward and you'll see.
How about no?
Gyarados
wanna
starts to
go
walk
down.
forward.
I go down and start driving the machine forward.
Okay, so I imagine that Gyarados opens the hatch to peek out as the machine rumbles forward, right?
Yeah.
And ahead of you, you see the goblin face down. Well, actually, on their back, unconscious because they had stepped on a rake and the pole went up and smacked them in the head, knocked them unconscious.
Gyarados kind of gets out the hell machine and grabs the goblin, throwing him back into the hell engine.
Okay, give me an athletics check to see if you land them right through the manhole.
Jesus Christ, a 10.
What happened?
Kobe.
Okay, you throw them in there, and they're gonna take just. Why am I this? They take 2 damage, so they're fine. They're a little bloodied. The bugbear attempts to get them on their feet. What are you gonna do for this act of insolence?
Jada steps on his foot, looking him dead in the eyes, and says, "Did I say you could help him?
No, sir.
You don't
You
do
can sit-
anything until I command you to do it. Am I understood?"
Yes, sir. The bugbear stands in place, unmoving.
He grabs the goblin and kind of like chucks him against the wall, kind of just leaving him unconscious there. Goddamn waste of space.
That's unkind.
You didn't
I'm
take the solid
stupid.
adamantium rake? Terrible.
Moron.
Could you imagine that? Okay.
That would be pretty bad.
Someone give me a navigation check, and someone else give me a piloting land vehicles check.
How the sack do you do
I'm
that?
proficient in land vehicles. What
Me
is
too.
what is that? What would that be?
Oh God, actually, I don't know what the hell that is. I imagine it's survival.
Oh bollocks!
Let
Well
me do
then,
that.
I can't do that. Somebody who has survival.
Hold on a
do that,
second.
please.
I have to. I actually have never done a land vehicle check, so let me see what that is.
Wouldn't it be like so? I'm pretty sure the Xanathars covers it.
Here, 1 minute. Oh, actually, you know what? It says to only call for it in situations where skill is necessary, and in this case, you're just driving down the road.
No, not like that
So-
takes skill, right? Driving's
Yeah,
easy.
Yeah, you're fine. So you can just start up the vehicle and you start making your way down. Who's doing the navigation?
Someone with high
Somebody
wisdom.
who's good at survival.
Me. +5, though. So.
All
Okay,
right.
just make a survival check really quick.
Ooh. 13. No, 14. Sorry.
Oh, you did fine. Oh, you can actually roll in the Discord.
That's a good point.
Or in
I mean, in the roll 20.
roll 20.
You could try it again, and
that's-
Oh!
It's like
you
we're
peer through the
safe.
mists and you see the Holy Grail in the distance, and you have everyone turn left instead of straight.
That's where I
Okay.
left it.
Since you are making the navigation, can you give me a wisdom saving throw with advantage?
Great.
Normally this would be a straight shot, but that navigation check was so good
Thank you.
that even you peer through the mists of the Mournland.
How do I make it so that I roll 2 at the same time? Just 2d 20?
Yeah, just put 2 in front of the D.
I'm gonna laugh if it's somehow 2 1s.
No, one's an 18.
So that's an
Alright, not
unnatural
bad.
20.
Oh yeah.
You peer
nice.
through the mists, and your deft wisdom and your deft survival skill allow you to ply through this nightmarish waste with ease and discipline. And soon, after perhaps an hour or 2 on the road, rumbling through the straight mists, the ruined battlefield dissipates into nothingness. You find yourself on a more modern industrial road, and eventually you see a sign that says House Caneth, Manufactory 612, Agricultural and Biological Division. And it points to the right, and it says 10 kilometers.
Oh, fun. Well, it looks
There
like
it goes. Right or forward?
It points to the right. So now make
Rerouting.
me go ahead and do that, and then give me another wisdom. You give me a survival check, and then give me a wisdom.
nothing like some good old haunted GPS. Am I right?
Jeez.
I
Nice.
like the fact that the Mournland allows you to get hopelessly lost.
Yeah, so fun. So very fun.
And then another wisdom save? Check.
Yeah, it was a straight roll this time. So just one.
Hmm.
Oh God, no.
I was too busy talking about rats.
As you're telling them about how your rats actually have distinctive personalities, after getting them on the right path with a very confident right turn, eventually you notice that you're no longer on a road. And you are surrounded by trees, but they seem to be thinning out in a southern direction. What do you do?
Pull over.
And this is to you, Silas. Okay, go ahead and tell Asger, who is driving, that you royally.
Hey, fella, I think we should pull over and get our bearings. I have lost mine.
Oh, well, that's good to know now, dear.
Yeah, isn't it great? Can we pull over and fuss about it later?
Yes.
Sorry.
Just yeah.
All right, what do you all want to do now to regain your bearing?
I'm gonna get out and look around. Maybe stick my finger in my mouth, hold it up, see which way the wind's blowing.
Here, I'm sending you what you determine.
That's a little agitating. There it is.
Hmm. Do I need to make a roll to see if? Well, no. Okay.
What do you want to make a roll for?
No, I was gonna, like, you know how like moss only grows on one side of the tree. I was gonna see if it was like that for the burns, but you know the whole trees are getting burned.
Oh, it's actually pretty clever. Keep that in mind in the future.
Thank you.
Quick thing. Asger, what do you want to do in this situation?
Hold on. I'm actually looking something up. I forgot what exactly a couple of my things do.
Okay, while you're doing that, Jiradas, what do you want to do in this situation?
Gyarados is just gonna be sitting off to the side, kind of just waiting to get back on the road.
Okay. Belfin, what are you going to be
while
doing?
we're stopped, okay?
I am going to be finally getting my finally doing the finishing touches on my Eldritch Cannon.
Okay.
So, describing this thing is basically like it's a backpack that friggin' that grows legs and starts walking.
Oh dear.
That's a four-legged backpack. No, that's a cannon.
All right. Well, anyone have any ideas? I have
I'm getting there.
a couple.
All right, what do you have in mind, Asger?
Well, there's two things I could do. One, if I spend an hour, I can gain proficiency in survival, probably just by talking with Silas, since she has proficiency in. Or is Silas a he or a she? Or does it matter? Or
Silas?
they?
Silas, okay. Silas is cool with he, but Silas doesn't give a fuck.
Okay, fair enough. And that would give me proficiency so that I could do a survival check as well, or I can spend a minute, get advantage on my next intelligence check, and just do what I did the last time, follow tracks back using investigation, and have advantage on my next check just to make sure.
All right. Go ahead and go outside and roll a survival.
Just a regular survival right now.
You go outside and do your investigation to determine what.
Okay. All right, and that's with advantage, I believe. Yeah, advantage. Okay.
Hey, Ian,
Yeah.
I sent you my token. Put my clown up.
Oh, the token will only happen when we go into combat, or you need to put something on the.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Wait, I'll change it through roll 20.
That's a 22.
Dang. Okay. As you're looking around, you notice that the trees are strangely singed, and as it goes south, they get more and more singed. As you're looking around, you notice that one of the trees has a really weird geometrical shape on it. It's a perfect square, almost like something was in front of it, and it was blocking the blast when it occurred. You looked down on the ground, and you don't immediately notice anything. But as you poke around and rustle around, you eventually find a sign. You determine what direction it was in beforehand. You prop it up, you dust it off, and it says, House Canneth Manufactory, 1 mile due south.
Well, this brings back memories.
Seems we're supposed to go due south.
Do what to south?
We go south, like in that direction.
Oh, I see.
With your survival check, you can kind of immediately. Oh my fucking god! It's a what? Oh, okay. I thought you rolled a 30, and I was like, okay, you win.
No.
All right. That roll is pretty high. So
it's a
you
22.
get, you determine that you just have to go due south. You're on what seems to be some kind of weird service road that probably is attached to like an annex building and isn't normally meant to be trafficked, which is why it's not paved.
Huh.
But if you just go due south, which you determine based off of the explosion, and you actually notice the moss growing on the northern side of the trees that are unsinged. So you realize that south is just straight down. Thanks for that, by the way, Max. So yeah, you're only probably just a few minutes jaunt away from the facility.
Oh, it seems we're here, actually. And since we might not want to be seen, should we leave the vehicle here?
Well, why
Yeah.
not?
Don't mock me.
I liked it. Truly from a place of appreciation. I promise.
Can we be on our way to go deal with this ghost thing? I really want to go set up the fortress soon.
I understand.
Yes.
All right, you all walk, and eventually you come across. You see that the area gets more and more singed and burned until eventually you arrive at a large crater. And I hope this fucking works, otherwise I'm gonna be mad.
Ooh,
All
we
black.
getting mappy.
All right, can you see it?
I see white in the center of black.
Yeah.
Same.
Oh my fucking god! Hold on a second. All right, can you see it now?
Still white in the center, still black with the center of white.
This is fucking stupid. There's a goddamn map. Here, 1 minute. I'm just gonna reload the. This is fucking.
It seems we are having some trouble, boys.
Technology.
Yay!
Yeah, I don't know why last time it worked easily, and I just put a map on here, and now suddenly. Can you see everything? Can you see anything now?
Still
Maybe
the same
you
page.
have to like move us to the. I don't know.
Yes. All right, here.
I see somebody pop up.
Oh, that's me.
Okay, for some stupid reason, the map is like on a different layer or something.
Oh, do you have it on GM overlay and not on background?
No, I have it on map and background, and it's not. Okay, I guess the map was deposited in the GM overlay, so it's refusing to show it. Just stupid. Why is it even a fucking option? Okay, here. I have to re-upload the map. 1 second.
Oh, there it is.
I see a tiny little map.
Oh, it's so
Okay.
little.
I can't see it because the other map is right on top of this one. Hold on a second. I just have to do a new document. This is fucking stupid. Okay. Minute. What can you see now?
Nothing.
White
Blank screen.
All right, can you see
see me.
Silas?
Yes.
You can see Asger.
Yes.
Yes.
You can see Belfan.
Oh
You see
my
Fer-
god.
Can you see the map?
It's yes, a tiny map.
It,
What the,
ET's ETBT.
what the
Itty
fuck?
Now it's slightly bigger, yes.
Well, let's make it a little larger.
Now it's
Yeah,
on top of us.
Yeah, now everyone's
Also,
token
yeah.
can't.
Do you have the
To-
tokens on their own layer?
Token list. Hold on a second. Okay, now it doesn't let me grab them at all, which is delightful.
It's because you're on the other layer. You need to delete them off of that layer that they're currently on and put them on the token layer.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, there I got it.
Then I guess shrink it.
Okay, now I got this stuff fucking. Is this big enough for everybody?
Yeah.
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 You're
I
right,
think-
I can zoom in.
Can
How
we
about that? Is that better?
Yeah, we can zoom in.
let's can we make the tokens
Can you
smaller?
put all of our tokens on there?
Can we
Yeah,
keep
I'm
our
gonna make them. I'm gonna make them smaller. This is less than.
optimal?
This
Yeah.
is not exactly. Yeah, this is designed by idiots.
You don't say.
Oh, and make sure you unlock our tokens for us so that we can move them.
Yes.
How do I do that?
Should be a right click.
Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to remember.
Advanced. Add turn. Somebody figure that out while I put the rest of.
This is actually kind of funny. I'll get something different for next week. This is the best thing I could come up with on the immediate.
Oh, hold on a second. Okay, you're going here.
uh,
Okay. Well, I figured this out. You see before you an enormous crater. If anyone wants to roll investigation, pretty low DC, but you're gonna figure this out pretty quick. But I need a roll at least to see that you don't fail.
all right. I'll roll. There you go.
Well, this is most appropriate for you. You realize that House Kenneth manufactories are usually quite large, and it's kind of readily apparent that a lot of this one is missing for some odd reason. As you peer into the depths of the crater, you can see the remnants of a very large dragon. Its skeleton coils around a very large gem that it is clutching in its talons. You realize that there are likely extra floors for this building, and the corpse of the dragon is probably on top of what remains of the staircase. You can conclude that the dragon was felled by something. Its body fell here, and its immense bulk vaporized the upper floors, and then sent out a massive heat burst as it died in the surrounding area for several miles. This was one extremely powerful and ancient dragon who died.
Oof. Looks like it decided to take itself and everyone with it. That's not good.
Let's see here. What could we possibly use from this? And this is
Dragonbone
where
would
your
probably be
ghost friend
useful.
is?
This is where it was leading us, wasn't it?
I mean, he made no attempt to steer us otherwise.
Oh, here we go. I figured out how to make it allow you to control. So go ahead and talk amongst yourselves about how you want to.
I gotta say, out of character, a dragon skeleton holding a big ass. I want to buy a van just so I can paint that on the side of it. That's freaking cool.
Yeah, that sounds dope.
It's my favorite Rush band.
Wait, so what else was in the room?
Everything you see before you is what you see before you.
Oh, okay. So it's just a bunch of crap and then skeleton up there. Interesting.
I guess I'll talk to my ghosty.
Wait, which one's the dragon skeleton? I don't see it on the map.
It's pretty faint. It's in that weird area that has like a bunch of stones around it.
Oh, now I see
1
it.
minute.
Gotcha.
Almost done giving you all permissions.
Ian, may I ask the ghost if we're in the right place?
You do, and he confirms, and he tells you, yes, you are. Okay, see if you can move your tokens.
I can.
Yep.
I can.
Jahi,
Yeah.
see if you can move your token. All right, perfect. All right, as you get closer, you see that the gem that the dead dragon is holding is actually a greater dragon shard.
Oh. Oh, we want that.
And inscribed on its outside seems to be, does anyone want to roll me history?
I will.
Sure.
Yes. Wait, I don't have history.
Jesus Christ.
24, baby.
There we go.
I'm good. I'm a dummy.
9.
I'm so sorry. Asger, you're not going to roll?
What am I rolling?
History check.
I don't think I'm
Or
proficient, but,
religion, honestly. You could choose either history or religion.
let's see, +2 or +1. So yeah, I'll take. Oh wait, is that right? That's weird. Oh, it's history or religion. It's the same thing. So it's just plus. Why is it plus? Oh, it's because I didn't change those. It's +2. That makes more sense. Not terrible.
Okay. Belfin and Asger stare at it and have the moment of revelation at the same time. It is a recording of the Draconic prophecy. And Belfin, if you want to explain this to your friend who only has a faint understanding of it, feel free.
Hey, what's that rock say?
It's a recording. A faded remark, but it's still a recording. Not an actual great dragon. Is it actually a great dragon shard down there, or is it just like, or is it just something that's like an illusion?
Repeat that. You broke out a little.
Oh, is it like a great? Is it actually? Is there actually a great dragon shard down there? Or is there just a recording?
No, like it's a on the exterior of the greater dragon shard is writing. You can't make it out from this distance. That's what I meant by recording. You know that it is a written document detailing the Draconic prophecy because you know that the only people that ever wrote anything on these are dragons. You also kind of reasonably conclude that it's probably going to be in Draconic. You can attempt to dig under the remains of the dragon and get the shard if you would like.
We ought to try to get to this shard, but we've got to get under that dragon first.
Okay.
That
Get out of my
doesn't
way,
seem
please.
like too strenuous of a task.
There's a dragon shard underneath there, Girodus. There was a.
Asger
Guess
starts
what? Guess
digging.
what? Guess what's powered? What powers the big monster mech back there? A dragon shard. That would be
Yeah,
a fine tool in our collection.
I just said this doesn't seem too strenuous to do.
Oh, I heard.
I heard you.
I
I
thought
heard you say that it doesn't sound important.
Oh, I said it doesn't sound too strenuous to do.
Oh, it's.
I thought you said it sounds miscellaneous.
No, too strenuous.
God damn it, Ian. I heard too strenuous. Like, that's my bad.
Anyway, I rolled a 26 for my athletics check to start digging.
Holy fuck.
You start. Okay, go Asger, go ahead and describe how you comically easily get through this dragon's carcass to this gem.
It's like cartoon style. You just see Asger like start digging a little bit and then just grab the bone out of the earth and rip it up and just keep doing that until he gets to the bottom.
It's like
Can I ask the ghost if that's okay?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
He
What are you
he
gonna ask
barks.
exactly?
Is it- That's not you. Is this? Are we going the right way? Or are we disturbing something?
Here, one minute, he's gonna type to you.
oh boy.
Or hang on, fellas, he's tapping.
Gyarados goes back over to the hell machine and grabs the two goblins to come and grab them to start digging.
Okay.
The one that's
You could bring the
unconscious is still
machine
out.
closer if you would like.
No, I'm gonna keep it there.
Okay. You come back in a few moments and you put the goblin and the hobgoblin to work. Go ahead and roll for them. The goblin has no modifier and the hobgoblin has a +2.
What? In God's good green earth? Why do I have
Asger just
rolls?
looks at them and goes, "Go away."
The goblin and hobgoblin that you have been mistreating and not giving food or water for about a day or two. Actually, it's been 2 or 3 days. Are too emaciated to do work. They collapse from exhaustion.
Mm.
Can I, in that case, can I take a second and give him some of my ration?
Yeah, go ahead.
Gyarados
Very
puts his
nice.
hand. Gyarados puts his hand in front of you. I will deal with this. He kind of drags him off to the side. He uses his lay on hands to kind of heal them up, and then hands them both ration.
Thank you, master.
Oh, whoops.
Next
Wait,
time
you
you're
deleted that
hungry,
twice.
speak about it.
It's a 26 to continue working.
What? You
Yeah.
continue to deftly plow through this carcass, and you eventually quickly arrive at the gem. It's quite large, around the size of a basketball, even though your character would have no idea what that is. It's pretty big. You pick it up, and it is, as you and your friend probably deduce, it is in Draconic.
Does anyone speak Draconic?
I'm afraid I don't.
Not me.
I do.
Oh, perfect. Here.
What does it say? I speak
Everyone,
Common, Infernal, and Draconic.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh boy.
I never did pick my. Hang on a second.
Better pick your languages now before you conveniently pick up Goblin later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that right now. I mean, what?
I can just have one of the goblins teach me Goblinoid. It's not that hard.
Actually, you know what? That's interesting. I'm gonna think about how the training schedule would. But yeah,
Actually, that's a skill. I definitely could do that because of my talents.
yeah, that's true. All right, then we're gonna start Goblin training school. Especially because you're going to an ancient Goblin sea. It might help to learn Goblin.
Well, we have two translators right there, and you know.
That's not. I would rather learn it.
I'm
Yeah,
just
what if
saying,
they
like
lie?
I'm saying like we have two goblins right now that can teach us Goblinoid.
Okay, I will hammer out a training schedule to see how long.
I
can
feel like
go.
it would just be like an intelligence roll essentially for like history.
It tells there's a way to do it actually because it's like a downtime thing. Because my skill specifically says that it takes me half as long to train something like that.
Okay,
Mm.
I'll look it up in Xanathars or whatever, and we'll sort it out after.
Eh,
Okay,
well,
you
let's see. It tells of the end of the Dark Six and the coming of the Second Six who will remake the world. Wait. Huh. I guess that ghost wasn't so useless after all.
Here's a
This was
fucking
meant for us.
bell fan hears in the back of his head. I heard that, Curtis.
Hmm. Let's see. This is Draconic. The dragon must have died here for us. But when? Doesn't like an investigation check kind of like trying to piece something together about this scenario?
Okay, go ahead. Oh, okay.
Not terrible.
That is a 19.
You poke around, and determined that a lot of the scales and skin have dried away, the flesh has rotted away, which is strange because you've heard tales that bodies will mysteriously not decay in the Mournland. Almost like some exterior force was still acting upon this dragon that even overcome the effects of the. And you determine that it seems to have died about the time of the morning. So, God, what was that? 2 years ago or 4 years ago?
2 years ago.
So it's been dead for about 2 years. It seems to have died during the morning, oddly.
Seems that may have died around the morning time, or slightly before it, as the Mournland has an effect on dead creatures here, not allowing them to decompose properly.
Yep.
Looks pretty
Sounds about right.
decomposed to me.
Now, where's our ghost friend, and how do we put him to rest?
That is true. He led us here, but this does not help us in that regard.
He says that he can hear us and that we're close, so maybe further down?
Oh
Is
yeah.
he under the dragon?
Let's him lead us right into a trap while we're at it. This is starting to sound a bit too suspicious for my taste.
I'm
I
not too
understand, friend.
Anyway,
What do y'all want to do?
ask him if he's underneath the dragon? Or within this giant fucking burial pit?
My spectral friend, how close are you? Are you in this big ass rock? We are above him. Okay, so that tells me we gotta keep digging.
I start looking at the Draconic Shard. Can I do an Arcana check on it?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Fucking girl! Okay, so that is, I think I'm trained. If I'm not trained in Arcana. Wait, hold up. Let me double check. No, I am not. So that is 16.
For skills you're not trained in, I want an explanation as to how your character examines it or how you inform it in a way that is similar to the role.
So pretty much what, as like a magic user himself, he kind of holds it in his hands and he starts like putting a little bit of like his lay on hands on it to see if it perhaps react to the magic, you know?
You could tell that the object kind of glows and hums and responds positively. You almost feel that almost embedded in your mind that the crystal responds positively to your healing magic you place upon it. You kind of play around with it a little bit. It reacts negatively to damage. You can tell that, and you recall hearing whispers of this during your military years, that in Argonson, the continent far to the southwest, where the dragons dwell, the dragons usually keep these and record prophecies on them and study them for centuries, millennia, in order to discern the will of Siberius, in order to avoid the machinations of Kyber, and in order to maintain the neutrality of this Eberron. These are extremely ancient and powerful artifacts that dragons hoard and keep meticulous eye on. So it's a bit strange that this one is just laying out in the open, untouched, discovered.
I guess like, hmm. I guess I'm gonna like kind of sit off to the corner and start focusing all of my lay on hands into it to see if it reacts any more to that.
You keep putting your energies into it, but it just keeps telling you the same story over and over again. That the Dark Six will fall, and the second six will come. The Dark Six will fall, the second six will come, and it just repeats it ad nauseum over it, sir.
All right.
Any idea what that all means?
Meaning that our pick of destiny was foretold in ancient years. This is the type of thing that's kept for millennia, not just some easily tossable trinket made in 5 seconds like an arts and crafts thing. In other words, someone knew that we were eventually going to have to come here, or rather, someone like us was eventually supposed to come here.
Fascinating.
Right. Anyway, friend's body is below us, so I need to keep digging. Yes.
Yes.
Can I start helping Asger with that?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me athletics. I'm gonna keep digging around.
26.
Oh God, why is it always 26?
I don't
Okay,
know.
go.
That's the third 26 in a row.
That's really weird. Okay, go ahead and roll, Silas.
I'll also help too.
All right,
Ooh,
Belfin,
Nice.
are you gonna help? Nice, strong.
Uh, 24.
Yeah.
Oh, add the modifier to the end.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, right.
you
Yeah, you
can
can
actually
just do
just say
plus
plus.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, you definitely sweep aside the corpse of this dragon. It takes you about it takes you about 2 hours. Even
Damn.
while you're working and you're generating commotion, the air around you is still and it is calm, complacent, almost unnervingly complacent. You eventually dig aside and you discover a collapsed over wall, peel the wall up, and what you find is a hallway descending into dark.
oh, that's haunted.
Um.
Do any of you
Belfan.
have dark vision?
You
I don't.
No, I have
Let me
snark
check.
vision.
So none of you have dark vision.
Hold on, I don't remember if Asimar do.
Has this ever happened in D&D before?
I know, right? This
It
is a
doesn't
miracle.
matter because I break it because I can just use light as an Asimar. But I want to see if I have dark vision.
Asimar? I think they do have dark vision.
Yeah, they do have dark vision. It's like, oh yeah, you can have the light cantrip, but you also have dark vision, so you can flex on those plebeians around you that don't.
Oh yeah, I do. I have both. So yeah.
As you
I'm
look
sorry.
through
Hi,
this,
Joe Cat. I didn't know you were in the call.
as you look at this, as Asger looks at this dark, waiting for its secrets to peel away with his angelic eyes, he notices that they do not. The darkness remains.
Well, shit. And then I cast a light cantrip.
That overcomes magical darkness, right?
I don't know. Hold on. I actually don't remember.
We're in the void.
We're in the Matrix.
We
Show
discovered
me.
Nope.
we
it
discovered
is
the
not.
code of the
guns.
universe.
Oh shit.
You rolled too high. You broke the game.
Yeah, nope, it does not. So we can't see shit.
All right. Ponder how you're gonna take care of this.
Hello, 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 hello.
So did we just like land in the fucking void? Huh. That's weird.
Oh, well, I know a way you can get out of this. Let's just see if you all figure.
Get out.
Okay. I want you all to look away from the screen while I put in the new map and make it Fog of War. All right? Because I can't
Yes.
figure out, because I pre-made a million maps and all of them are broken. It's very annoying.
Well, that's TB. All right, I'll just go to my character sheet.
Cross my boob, hope to die.
Let's see. Keen sensor. No.
it down yet?
Wait a minute. Go on and tell me if you can see.
I can see something.
What
Yeah,
can you
we
see?
can see the whole thing.
Yeah, we can see the whole thing.
What the fuck? I
Shouldn't
told
have
it
told
to.
us to go on it.
I set it
Hold on,
to
let's see.
have
Fog of
fog,
War.
so that's kind of obnoxious.
Where did you set it to have fog? Which layer?
Like literally. Okay.
Now
All right,
it's
go
fog.
back. Can you see it? Okay, it was stupid. And it's like, oh, did you want to set fog of war? I'm like, yeah, dipshit. Really obnoxious.
You know, it's
Okay, I'm gonna. What's up?
I was about to say, you know, it's entertaining to me that you're having all these technical issues right now.
Okay, can you all see that right there?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay,
Board
that's just what you're gonna see when you eventually figure out how to see. So tell me how you're gonna see.
But we can't see anything at all. Even with the
Not
light
at the
cantrip.
moment. It's magical darkness.
Does anybody have a fucking echolocation? I mean, I have
Wait.
dancing lights.
Belfan, you're the magic specialist, yes? Any way of getting rid of a magical effect?
Magical darkness? Well, you could just
Yes,
spell. Well,
because I would be able to see if it weren't magical darkness.
I could dispel it.
That would be helpful, yes.
Okay. Belfan pulls unstraps the backpack. It falls down and picks up legs. A slot opens up on it, on the top of it. He puts one of the cylinders in containing the fine dragon dust, and he fires.
All right, we did 20 feet, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it goes into the room. It fires blindly, so I'm going to see where it lands. And you can now see this. It's still dark in here, but the light is peering in, so it's dim.
Okay, so I can see.
You can see perfectly. Everyone else just kind of has to squint.
Okay, what are these 4 things then?
Those are just pillars that hold up the ceiling.
Oh, okay. There's not like okay. There aren't any sconces or anything.
Weirdly enough, this map doesn't have any, but if you have any torches, you could light up the.
So if I walk over here, I can't see any farther into those rooms.
Well, you can just open the door.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, I will say that if you open it, you would be able to see like that. 'Cause that would be the max.
Gotcha. Well, it seems that it worked for only this specific area.
Well, that's a little obnoxious. But to be fair, it's this magical darkness must be coming from some source. So if we disable the source, we might be able to get through to the other end.
I believe that's fair. I guess I investigate the room I'm currently in, this big ass room, for any kind of writing on the walls, anything weird or suspicious.
In the corner, you see a tattered journal.
I pick it up and read it.
Okay, thankfully for you, it isn't common. House Kenneth is really strict on everything being common. Here, 1 minute.
Perfect.
You pick it up actually, and you start reading it, and it initially comes off as gibberish. You're pretty keen though, and you realize that it's in a cipher.
Great. I guess what do you want me to roll to see if I can crack it?
Oh god, hold on a second. There's a cipher. Just roll me an investigation.
Okay.
Oh
Ew.
dear.
Gross.
You can't quite make heads or tails of the cipher. You know it's a cipher. It's not a substitution cipher. You would have cracked that pretty quick. You got a keen eye. Maybe have the rest of the gang give a crack at it.
Fair enough. All right. I walk back and hand it. Anyone want to try and crack a cipher?
I'll give it a
Mm.
shot.
Go for it.
It's 1D. It's history, right?
Investigation.
Investigation.
Though, if you want to use another intelligence skill, just tell me how you do it.
16.
Okay. You look at it and realize that it's not exactly a cipher. It's just House Cannith industrial shorthand. It's kind of difficult to understand unless you've ever had to write in it. And this gives you a brief flashback to being yelled at by professors. You open up the document and you see the front cover says
It's like, okay, so hold up. It's like, so on the prompt of like having flashbacks of just like, oh, good. This isn't a cipher. This is just shorthand. And it's shorthand I'd rather wipe my ass with. But it's something I can read. So what does it say?
On the front, it says analysis and dissection of parasitic worms of Sendrick. You open the inside, and it starts detailing these worms that have an extremely explosive and pluripotent fluid in them, which they are using as a reagent for biological experiments that are contained in sublevel B7. You thumb through the journal and realize that this is actually sublevel B6. So the level below this is where they house all of these creatures and what have you. It tells you that they're extremely dangerous to handle. They can't pierce your skin or do any damage, but they do have the tendency to explode violently. So it's best to be quiet around them and to be very careful because they have a chain effect. And we are not going to get more money from House Cannith for another researcher just because they got themselves blown up. You keep parsing through it. It just tells you handling techniques. And then it tells you that they've made a breakthrough on their project. And unfortunately, the remaining sections are missing, but it does tell you that the worm's reagent fluid is critical for implantation. And that's all it says.
Implantation. What the hell does that mean?
Sorry, what did you just say?
He scrolls back to like the page with the with the parasite, like a picture of the parasitic worm, if there is one.
You scroll through it, and there's actually a pretty detailed graph of them. They're about a meter long. They have big, sharp teeth, but it tells you that they're mainly for show, and they actually can't pierce skin very easily. And you can see that under their skin are these faint rivulets of green, glowing liquid. And you can see that they took great pains to detail that these creatures are filled with this fluid, and it makes them extremely dangerous if mishandled or startled.
We need to be very careful.
You thumb. Are you going to keep looking at the book?
Yes.
Okay. You thumb through it, and even though the middle section is missing, you see in the back is a small section that says experimental protocol, and it says that there's a magical regulatory device in the area that keeps casting and material, somatic, and verbal components constant for spells. It says that to avoid large vibrations or adulterations of the apparatus, because it will permanently alter casting conditions within the laboratory. Give me another investigation check.
All right. $16.
What the hell? You reach the conclusion that large vibrations probably constitute ancient dragons falling on top of the building. So you conclude that casting magic down here will probably have side effects because the casting conditions have been permanently altered by the machine being damaged. So you're going to have to go turn it off before magic will work properly.
Oh, that's fucking fantastic. He shuts the book, kind of aggravated.
You look perturbed.
There's a
Misty.
machine in here that is disrupting the way magic normally functions, which means until we turn it off, anything we cast could have different consequences or actions.
I'm gonna be a good player. I already cast light.
It's not for cantrips, so don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's one thing you could realize is that low-level magic doesn't do anything. Kind of like meta, but it only works for stuff that requires a roll.
Okay, gotcha. Makes sense. Just making sure.
Yeah, you're fine.
Gyarados kind of like walks up, goes aside to Esgar. So, what's the game plan?
Well, if we break the thing, the darkness might go away. And it would help our friends be able to actually help within combat, because right now it's a danger for them to do so. And possibly you as well. I don't know how that might affect you.
I don't really need magic that much, you realize that, right?
Oh no, I know. I'm just saying you can't make someone's face explode quite as well, possibly. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know how to get. Belfine, is there anything in the journal about where that machine is? What level? What area?
I'm gonna
It's
parse
a level
this.
below this one.
It's a level below this one. Oh, so it's in 7. Perfect.
Oh, so it's with all the creepy crawlies you were talking about. Great.
Indeed. And fucking.
Does it say how big the explosions are in there?
Does it?
You could tell that they seem to do a flat 8 damage.
More size-wise.
It would just fill one standard square, 5 by 5 feet.
And it
so
has chain reaction potential.
Yeah.
Okay. How do they
Yes.
explode?
Yeah, so don't step on them.
Actually,
They
I have
explode
an idea.
if they're frightened or startled.
What if they're hit?
That would also cause them to explode. Well, if you hit them violently, it does say that they can be handled. You just have to be very delicate and precise with your movement. So a gentle touch.
So throwing a spear at them would definitely set it off.
Definitely.
Oh, okay, cool. I have an idea. It might be a bit brutish, but you stay here. I go see if I can see one, and I chuck my spear at it, and then kaboom, boom, boom, all over the room, and they're gone.
But then the structure of the building might come down on top.
That is also a possibility.
That is definitely a possibility.
Okay, real quick, Ian.
Actually,
out of curiosity, the description of this explosion, is it because of the way their blood is, or does it would it be like acid? Like, what are we talking about here? Would this explosion afterwards cause structural damage potentially?
They're pretty potent explosions, but they're acid. The main effect is that they would erode support columns and cause.
Yeah. So.
Wait, is our goblin friend in here with us?
Oh,
I
no.
didn't say he came down here.
Huh? Oh yeah. You goblin, are you you're naturally gifted at the sneaking, correct?
Yes.
Think you could sneak through there?
Where do you mean? Put your character in front of where you want him.
Kind of like right here, sneaking down the hallway.
Yeah, he can do that. Yeah. He doesn't want to, but he can do it.
Sneak down the hallway and you get extra rations. If you don't die.
Yes, sir.
If you
Okay, let me
come
just-
near any creepy crawlies, be exceedingly gentle. You can like baby them out of your way. Just don't be
Treat them
violent
like
or
your
sudden.
eyeballs, pretty much. You wouldn't want someone to hurt your eyeballs, now would you?
God fucking damn it. Hold on a second. I put him on
God,
the
I hope
fucking.
none of y'all ever have kids.
Oh,
Never one
I
of them.
definitely don't plan on it.
Maybe when I restart the world, I could have a couple of kids. Give them a proper future.
Okay, the goblin goes in here. He steps forward. He steps forward, and you hear him go, ow! And you hear a rumbling, almost like he stepped into furniture.
Should I roll for him, like not fucking up the stepping?
No, he's fine.
Oh.
You can roll for him to see if he can feel out what he's in front of.
All right. D20.
Yeah, D20. I guess it would just be a tactile perception check, investigation, I guess. Yeah, roll
Okay.
investigation. It was just gonna be a flat roll for him. Actually, no. Yeah. +1.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh my God! Okay, this goblin has a moment of Rain Man brilliance as he feels up this object in front of him and reports back with this expert opinion. It's a drawer, boss. It's just a drawer full of bottles of scotch, some underwear, and that's about it, really.
And this is the next room?
Yeah, with a 20, he fumbles around, and it is a 20 by 20 room. There is a door on the right side and a door on the left side.
All right, come back in here.
Yes, sir.
I take out a piece of parchment paper and I start to start drawing up a map of the current room we're in, and I look at the goblin and I say, now draw the rest of this, what you found in that room when you felt it out.
Jahi, can I just tell you take an inspo, because this pleases me?
Okay.
Nice.
Here, 1 minute. You see that?
See what?
Oh, I
The
just
new
revealed
room.
what the room is.
Now, keep going. Every successful room you clear out and you don't die, you get an extra piece of ration.
Next room, he dies. Hold on a second.
Quick,
Ow,
put it
my
in
toe!
mouth. I wanna remember
Kaboom!
something while I got-
Okay, now let me just reveal.
He
It's just
starts
2
drawing
rooms
that out.
with a cot. Yeah, he
Wait, what?
draws that out for you.
They're still in complete darkness, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to go in there and see, but you do know what the rooms look like.
No other entryways. So that means that somewhere in these 3 rooms would be a possible puzzle for us to figure out where to go. Goblin, go look for some secret entrances in there. Feel around.
Okay, roll investigation for him again.
Oh,
Ooh.
You hear this fumble. There's nothing in here, but oh God! And then he trips, and you hear the clattering, and then a pillow falling on his face, and you can hear feathers delicately falling on it.
I kind of go in there myself and start to fiddle around a bit.
Okay, go ahead and do whatever you see fit.
So another investigation check to kind of look for any hidden traps. 18. Not hidden traps, doorways.
There is nothing in here. It is just a room. You get the feeling that from the journal that it's not exactly hidden, the entrance to the area. You should look around a bit further, maybe in the other room.
I go to the room to my right, kind of start looking in there too, feeling around.
Okay, you just find a bunch of miscellaneous junk, some rope, pair of boots, some rations, and that's about it.
Go into the other room and kind of start feeling around too.
Same thing. You find some used socks. They're sticky. You don't know why. Some underwear that is hanging up on the corner to dry. It is still wet. And that's about it.
And I walk out. I toss the goblin the rations that I found here, and
Thanks, boss.
and I start to like sit down, crossing my legs, thinking,
What exactly is problem?
there is no other entrances.
Okay, this is something you would like readily see, but the furthest corners of this big room are still obscured in magical darkness.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna
I
go
did
check
not know
those
that.
corners.
Yeah, I go check the ones to the left and kind of start feeling them.
Okay, you immediately hit a big metal door.
Which
Bump
one of
right
us?
Gyarados. Asger, you just bump into a wall.
Oh, okay. This is wall.
This is a door, a metal one. Your magic barely illuminated it. Kind of start to begin to push it around. Ask, are you mind helping?
Yeah, sure.
You push open the door, and you hear something quite large on the inside rustling around. Give me a perception roll.
Jesus Christ!
Give me a second. I gotta remember. What
That
my
is
plus
that is a 4. So
Oh damn, +8. All right. Wait, no, +7. Because I gotta switch. 19.
Gyarados, you bump into a large tube, probably about a foot wide tube, and you're wondering why someone would have such negligent industrial OSHA regulations in leaving a large tube around here. But then the tube reacts to your foot in such a way that even in complete darkness, you understand, is a very large creature. Asger, you hear the unmistakable writhing of tentacles and the chittering of a creature as you feel something in the darkness rising up, and you hear the following sound. Roll
Seems-
initiative.
Yes, there's an asshole in there.
why am I always rolling 4s?
What is with you? I'm so sorry.
Like
Don't forget
it's been
you can add your
religiously just.
modifiers.
Huh? No, I don't have a dexterity modifier.
Oh.
I like just been religiously rolling 4s. Like almost every single roll has been a 4.
Yeah, and then either 26 or 16 for a certain someone.
Hi.
And then don't even get me started on Belfin. All right, everyone roll me your initiative in chat.
We did.
I'm going to roll our friends' initiative secretly.
Oh, wait. Can't you just do... Ah, shit. We'll have to re-roll. And then you can fix it. You can do a initiative tracker.
Oh, is there one?
Yes. There is.
Fuck, where is it really quick?
1 second. It's the clock on the little drop down on the left.
Oh, the clock. Click on that.
Yep. And then I think we... Oh, shit.
Oh, God. I have to add it to every fucking token. I'm just doing it manually.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. So, Gyarados got a 4.
If you're going to go reverse order, then it would be Belfan with a 9. And then me. Oh, no, and then Silas and then me.
Okay, Asger, top of round. As you are in the room, you will have a free action to react to get out of it. So, Gyarados and Asger, you can now place yourselves in the room. But as you back up, you hear the creature let out an enormous roar, and you feel its bulk bulge against the room, and the exit, the place that you had originally entered, fills up with debris. Okay, and Asger, congratulations, though I think you kind of know this, top of round, go ahead.
So it's me and Gerudos trapped in that room now?
Oh, no. You managed to get out of the room. It's that this area where you entered in has caved in.
So this area down here?
Yeah, that is blocked off.
All right, Ian. For
Yeah.
reference, I do have an Eldritch Cannon. Do you mind if I put some? Do you mind if we put something down for it, or?
You could do it on your turn, yeah.
Well, it's already down.
Oh wait, it's already out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, shit. Here, 1 minute. Quickly. I will just pick turrets, I guess.
Asger, try to grab that thing and put it into the room into the light that we can see it what it is.
Oh, I was gonna stab it and drag it in here.
Try just grabbing it and dragging it first.
Okay. Tell me where you want it.
Just set it right here. That works.
Right there.
Yeah,
Well, that faces the door, so that's actually perfect.
that's the point.
Nice, smart. All right, Asger, top around. What would you like to?
It would probably.
Let's see. So, has any of its tentacles or anything that you described me hearing shown itself at all in the light that I would have any kind of idea what this is?
You know what? To keep it a bit, the creature in kind of like its lair action starts to probe through the door, and you see it. As you run out, you instinctively shut the door, and the tentacles, 3 of them, just break straight through the steel door, tear it off of its hinges, and start feeling around. But they only get right to the cusp of the darkness. You can only see these faint purple tentacles covered in. Hold on a second. Let me pull up the creature because I only have its model in there right now.
Gotcha.
So let me pull up its full picture a second. You see a tentacle covered in faint splines, symmetrically running in 4 rows, basically arranged in a cardinal direction, north, south, east, and west on the tentacle. There's spines that slope backwards. You can see slime dripping off the tentacles as it probes out. You can make a nature check with disadvantage to determine it, unless you can cook up some reason why you would know this creature or something of that nature.
So just from, I guess, looking at it, would it be feasible? How many tentacles came out of the door? Just 2 or 4?
3.
3 came out. How are they positioned?
They're about. These aren't as big as the ones you touched. They seem to be about 6 inches wide, and they're pretty closely packed together, almost like it's directing its mass, or it's contorted and it's having difficulty spreading them apart at the
Huh. And it's avoiding the light at all cost.
It's not necessarily avoiding the light. It almost is like this is about as far as it can reach, it seems, at least at the moment.
Huh.
You can tell almost that. Actually, what is your character doing right now at this moment? Whenever you start your turn, I want you to tell me what you. So tell me what you're going to do right.
Okay, I mean, Asger would be just kind of scanning it with his. He has a shield, right? I can't remember. Is this my one barbarian with a shield because it's a spear?
How's your breathing right now?
My breathing, it would be completely calm. He would just, I mean, he'd just be, I'm trying to remember if he has a shield or not, and I can't tell, but I guess not. Probably not. Anyway, so he just has the spear kind of ready to throw it, and he's just looking at it. And if he gets a sense that he needs to, he'll chuck it. But he's contemplating pulling on the tentacles to see if he can start yanking it out here.
Okay, go
That's what he's
ahead.
doing right now.
All right. Roll an attack just to see if you grapple onto it.
Wouldn't that just be
And
an
then-
athletics check?
Yeah, roll me an athletics. to see
No,
if
it's if you're trying to grapple a creature, it is like it is an attack roll, I believe.
No, it's
Right?
contested.
It's
athletics
contested.
check.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I suppose it would be basically a tug of war.
Yeah, it's a contested athletics check, and I have
Advantage if you're raging.
Yeah, and I also have feats. So hold on.
All right, damn.
It's just because I have proficiency in athletics. So if you have proficiency in athletics, you have it too.
Okay. Go ahead and let's roll
Oh,
our
actually, yeah, that's fine.
contest. On a second.
Yeah, I think I win.
Yeah.
28.
You grab one of its tentacles, and you can feel that the creature behind you has greater strength. But at the moment, you have caught it as an advantage, and you pull, and you can feel its mass coming towards you, but ever so slightly. You kind of give it a feel, and you think that you managed to get it about 5 feet closer, but then it just stopped.
Like it's stuck on something,
Or that that it's stuck. As far as you can tell, it is firmly lodged, or it's just not physically possible to pull it through this doorway.
so. But I could walk. You said 5 feet back. Could I tie the tentacles to the pole,
To the hole?
to the column in the center of the room?
Hold on a second. Let me check something. When you pulled it initially, they were right at the cusp. So you would actually be at the half. You'd still be 5 feet away from. So if you could tie
Okay.
something, if you could tie something to the tentacle and then to that, then yeah, you potentially could. Or if you could pin them under something, yeah. But at the moment, no.
Can I pierce both of them into the ground with my spear?
That is an option, and I like that. Roll me an attack.
Okay. Hold on, don't know what my.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome
Ah,
back.
crap.
Oh, what happened?
I did it wrong.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead. You feel the creature aching and screaming.
There we go.
Okay, you deftly pin two of the tentacles into the ground. There's still a free tentacle. How do you pin them exactly? Where?
I would, as far back as I could pull them, I would run basically to the wall and pin them down in the corner between the wall and the floor so that there's no real leverage for them to use.
Ooh, clever. Okay. Two of its tentacles are. All right. What else would you like to do?
At that point, that's probably all I can do.
Okay. It is now Silas's turn.
Oh boy.
What would you like to do, Silas?
I let's see. I want to scooch a little. Hang on, let me look at this spell and make sure I'm doing it right. Never mind, I can't find my fucking phone. So, I'm gonna cast Tiny Hut.
What?
I cast Tiny Hut.
Okay, where are you gonna cast it?
Just right where I'm at. It's supposed to.
Okay, here, 1 minute.
Are you just
Uh,
hiding in Tiny Hut?
I'm making a space for all of us to hide, and it can't come in.
Fair enough. Oh wait, I think that takes a while to cast though.
That takes 1
Yeah,
minute.
1 minute. Fuck me.
Yeah.
So that's 10 rounds. We'd have to protect you for 10 rounds.
And that's not gonna. I'm not gonna put that on y'all. Okay. Can I even see what we're fighting yet?
You can see the tentacles now. If you wanted roll nature or roll history to see if your character knows what this creature is, it is within your power.
I have +3 in both. Yeah. Okay, I'll roll nature. Ooh, that's a cool 20.
Nice.
Okay, you look at it and you ponder it, and your extraplanar origins give you a bit of an insight into this. You think you might know what this creature is. I'm going to whisper it to you and choose whether or not you want to tell everyone.
Whisper.
Secrets are no fun.
Makes a mess for everyone.
I didn't like that sound.
Should like that sound. Ooh. Okay. Well, I can see why he said he didn't want any drought. He's had some bad experiences down there. Okay. I guess I'll warn everyone. Hey, don't let that thing fucking latch onto your head, okay? And then out of character. Should I just say out of character?
No, tell them everything you can and keep it in.
Well, me,
Latch
the
on to our
player,
heads.
needs to- Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be some bad shit if that thing gets onto your head.
Well, out of context, I'm pretty sure I know what it is at this point.
Yeah,
The master has no clue.
yeah. All right. Now
Yeah.
it is Belfin's turn.
Mhm. So, Belfan starts speaking in Elvish, and the Eldritch Cans perks up and starts clicking and whirling, and it's prepared to fire a cannon blast. Hold on, I gotta tell you which one it is because it's particular with this one.
All right.
It is
It's at disadvantage.
it's the Force Ballista. Why is it at
It's at
disadvantage?
disadvantage
Why is it at
because you're
disadvantage?
firing into darkness. You're firing into magical darkness. You can't actually physically see. You know what? Actually, nah. You can guesstimate by now. Yeah, go
I was
ahead.
going to say,
Straight
he
shot.
can see the tentacles.
I can
Yeah,
kind
my
of
mistake. Yeah, go
guess
ahead.
from the tentacles.
Yeah, straight shot.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to remove whatever the hell it is. The Force Ballista fires.
Let's hope so.
All right, go ahead and roll.
It is a spell attack. I'm making sure it's from me. It uses my stuff, not it's something else from the.
Okay.
Okay, no, it doesn't require anything crazy.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so we'll use my spell attack. My spell attack is +7, just like everything else I have. 22.
Nice.
The bolt fires, and you hear this singeing sound, and then an impact as the creature screams out in guttural horror.
What the fuck is that thing?
All right, roll me damage.
Alrighty, so it's 2d8. I think it's flat 2d8. Yeah, it's flat 2d8.
All right, go ahead.
I'm not familiar with with this, so I'm kind of running through it as I see it. Yeah, it's 2d8. Might have to switch to the flamethrower. 7 points of force damage, and it is pushed back up to 5 feet from the cannon.
Oh no!
It's
Hold on a second.
I'm
It's gonna
gonna
rip off its tentacles.
That's the point.
It gets pushed back, and you can see the force of the explosion digs into its flesh slightly, and its tentacles get a big gash in it, so it takes extra damage. So congratulations. Really clever. Really good job.
Nice. Wait, so the tentacles are still attached or not?
You pinned it, so you kind of just sliced them in the middle, almost like you were trying to fillet them and you didn't get all the way. You get the feeling that if it gets shot again, that the tentacles will probably get filleted, and that's going to be a bad time.
For us or for
All right.
that thing?
For that thing.
Alrighty, so for my last trick, because I've got one more, because it is considered a bonus action to use this thing, I am going. I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray on this thing.
All right, go ahead.
Scorching ray. Who wants to know?
And
Never mind.
Hey, quick thing, Asgard. Did you pin it in front of you?
In front of me? What do you mean?
So you
by
said
that?
you pinned them at like an angle. So you pinned the tentacles essentially in front of you on that wall that's in front of you?
Yeah, like I pinned them down, like in the corner between the wall and the floor, basically. I
Okay.
pinned them both there, like stabbed it as deep as I could get it, and then I probably took a 5-foot step back, or even a 10-foot step back, because I can just call it back to my hand.
okay, I'm gonna Scorching Ray, and all 3 of the rays are gonna hit this thing.
All right.
So I gotta
Roll all 3 of them.
Yep. +7 for each of them. Ooh. So there's one.
Ooh.
So I've got a 14, a 24, and a nat 1.
A 14, a 24, and a nat 1. Only
Yeah.
1 hits.
All right. And
So
then
its AC is higher than 14.
roll 1d8. I'm gonna add this d8 because of the arcane firearm. So 3 on top of anything else, and then it's going to be 2d6. All right, so 11 points of damage, 8 of which is fire. And the other 3 is an additional. Nope, it's also fire.
All right. Okay. It is now the creature's turn. 1 moment.
It takes out a gun.
Bang bang, mother truckers.
Technically, I've also got a gun.
Okay.
Yeah, but its pockets are bigger, so it's a bigger gun.
The BFG 9000. Oh, we're fucked.
You hear this noise, and then you hear this disgusting vomiting sound.
Ugh.
as all of a sudden out of the darkness comes this enormous plume of easily several dozen gallons of green fluid that washes over fucking literally everyone. So everyone give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit.
Fuck. Wait.
Fuck.
10.
Fuck. Not 20.
Are you kidding me? Plus.
Oh God!
Okay, 1 minute.
At least I'm raging at this point.
Ian, are we also saying that it's gonna land on my cannon here too?
Oh yeah, trust me, this hits
All right,
everything.
so
in
that
the
rolls as
fucking
it rolls
room.
as a D10, and it's an 18. So it seems like everybody protected me from getting fucking gushed on by whatever the hell this thing is. So
All right, 1 minute here.
You
Yeah, we could go with that.
I was protected by it, and then my cannon didn't get anything on it. It looks like
Okay, 1 minute.
this is gonna get ugly.
I have an idea. It might probably won't work.
Ooh,
With
16.
my luck.
Okay, if you got Belfin, you take half. Everyone else take full. And it is acid damage as this foul, disgusting element just starts to soak into your being, coursing and agitating your.
Oh, my rats.
I'm gonna make it that your rats like just don't die, like they're fine.
All right, so did my ballista pass too? It rolled an 18.
Go ahead and roll.
I already rolled for it.
Roll.
It rolled an 18.
What the hell? What's its dex modifier?
It has no dex modifier. All its ability scores are 10.
Huh, interesting. Well, I guess it's the luck of the Irish. So it takes half.
Okay. And that is 5 times 5, 25, so it's at 17.
All right. Let me just look and see what else this little creature can do. Wait a fucking minute. Okay, forget it. It's fine. Yeah, that's its big PP move. It's going to use its bonus action though to kind of thrash at the spear. What the hell should the DC be to just break out of the bonds of the spear? I actually can't think.
What
mean,
I
guess whatever.
originally hit it with, which is a 20.
Yeah, okay, that's reasonable.
If Asker's still on it, wouldn't it just be a contest?
I'm not.
Are you still? Yeah, okay, that's the thing though. He's not holding it. If he was
Yeah.
holding it, contest. I hear 1 minute.
But I hit a 20 to stab it in, so it's pretty in there.
Hey, Asker, free hint.
Ah, balls.
Arm blade that motherfucker.
If you want to do that as a reaction, you can. So, you see it recoil its tentacles. It's going to take some extra damage as it recoils, but you see it break free from the spear moorings, and its tentacles start to retreat into the dark room behind it. What do you want to do? Gyarados and Asger, you get an opportunity attack against it. So
All right.
Go ahead.
All right.
Oh my fucking god.
What happened?
He rolled 3.
Do you want to burn an inspo?
No. No. I rolled 10.
Asger.
Asker, please tell me you're hitting it with the arm blade, please.
No, I would have, like, as I guess he flung the spear, can I just catch the spear and stab it?
I'm going to say with the roll that fucking high, you definitely caught the spear and you stab him once. So go ahead and just roll me damage.
Yeah, give me a second. I gotta look at it again.
Gyarados, you swing at the tentacle, but the creature deftly dodges your movements, which is strange because it can't see you.
All right, so this is just the spear damage. Oh, shit.
That's fine. That's fine. For a second there, I thought it was like 8d12, and I was like,
Oh,
okay,
dang.
buddy.
So there's the
Damn.
D12, and then that's my first hit on it, so I get an additional D6 plus half of my barbarian level of necrotic damage.
All right, go ahead.
Christ. Put the murder on it, Steven.
Round down, right? So 2 instead of 3.
So it takes 2 more damage.
No. I'm saying for my level, you round down, right? Since it's 5, it would be 2.
Oh, okay. I put that in. All right.
No. This is for the modifier. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
7 more.
7?
Yeah.
All right. You cannot discern the creature's state right now because it has vanished into its dark. Gyarados, it is your turn.
So it's disappeared, right?
Yep, it's gone. You can't make heads or tails.
Gyarados is going to. I guess he's gonna kind of just back up away from the door a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Expendable soldiers.
Just gonna move that goblin up, huh?
A goblin and a bugbear. You could send both.
Bugbear can reach shit. Sometimes you need a tall guy.
Right. What are you gonna do, J-Dog?
That's it. That's all I can do. He ran away. And I can't see any magical darkness.
You could still do an attack with disadvantage if you want.
No, you just said he ran away.
No, like he just retreated in there. Like, okay,
Oh.
you heard the tentacles go in, but you did not hear any movement beyond that. He's
Oh,
clearly
okay.
still in the room.
Yeah, sure. 2 attacks at disadvantage. And missed.
What is with today? What happened?
Jeez.
Did you lose your juju?
It just doesn't work online, I guess.
Okay, you know
You
what?
have
From now
become
on,
mortal.
oh my. Okay, from now on, we're gonna talk about how massive Chaki's EP is to
I was
boost his
about to say,
humors.
see if we can get his mojo back.
Okay, Asger, it is your turn. Top of round.
Okay. Gyarados, you're just gonna stay there in front of the doorway? You sure about that?
Yeah.
Move.
I'm just guarding it for right now.
Move.
Hmm?
Asker literally looks at you and goes, move.
He kind of just backs up slowly then.
Thank you. It was more. You didn't have to move that way. I just needed a space to throw the spear,
No.
so you could just step out of the way and then step back if you want to.
Oh, yeah, then.
It was more just like role playing. Like, don't get hit by my spear.
I was just saying.
Asger is going to huck his spear into the darkness, hoping he hits.
Okay. Just a straight roll for you then. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh!
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Oh God.
How did that happen?
I don't
Oh
know.
wow! Oh wow!
Doesn't really matter because I can call it back with the bonus action.
Yeah, no. If that was a regular weapon, something horrifying would have happened. Actually, no. I thought of something funny to happen. Okay. Are you gonna recall it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to
And
be
as
able
you-
to make another attack.
That's true. Okay, you bonus action recall it, and as it is coming back towards you, you see a very large, meter-long green worm has attached around around the spear as it flies back into your hand.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm so sorry. Okay. In order, okay, you now have a free action. Do something in order to remove this.
No, I am going to hurl it straight back into the darkness with it stuck onto it.
That is actually hilarious, and go ahead.
Just going, nope, nope, nope.
You see it come back. It's like, nope. And then you hear a splat and an explosion. Actually,
There we go.
That would,
if you hit him, actually, that would do a lot of damage.
yeah, you add +8 to your damage. Go ahead. As the spear
Nice.
flies into the darkness, and you hear this boom, and then, and then.
Okay,
we
so
just-
add 8. So hold on.
Are we killing this thing? These things, mom?
Uh-oh. Better not kill Mama. Wait till you see Daddy. All of a sudden, you hear a knock upstairs. Honey, I'm home. Where's the roast? Oh my God! Oh my God. Oh, okay. So 18. Asger, 18. I mean,
It's 18 plus another 5.
Oh, okay.
Actually, and I'm raging, so plus another 2, I think, right now. Let me double check, though. What is my rage damage?
so,
Barb, so fucking angry.
so,
You know what? Now I'm glad that I gave Steven the fucking the arm blade.
3 damage.
Now I
3
can make
extra
rip and tear jokes.
Or no, 2. 2 more damage on top of the 5.
Steven, when you're raging, I'm gonna start making rip and tear jokes.
Go for it. We have lost the almighty leader.
What?
Oh, there he is. Everything good?
yeah, some fucking idiot called me to complain about some stupid thing, and anytime I get a phone call, it automatically kicks me off of the voice chat.
Gotcha.
It's fucking annoying.
Gotcha.
Okay, so it was 25 in total.
Let's see. 10 plus 8. 23, 24. Yeah, 25 total.
All right, perfect. Thank God I can still do math. You hurl the bolt. It hisses, it screams, and you hear it's clacking. Okay, and now it is Silas's turn.
Oh, and I'm going to move over here away from the door.
Smart.
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 Smart. Away from the door. Okay. Hmm. So if I get up to the door, I can still see this thing, and I am within 60 feet of it?
It is in magical darkness. You cannot see.
Great. Of course it is. Okay. From what I've seen, this thing is gigantic, right?
Yeah, you can kind of tell that it's fucking huge. Yeah, it is a big boy. It is a chunker.
It is a chunky chunk.
Okay, could I don't know if this is allowed or not. Could I, like, imagine a point 20 feet in and cast Shatter, or is that bullshit?
Isn't it you have to see it? Hold on.
A point of my choice within range. I don't have to see it.
A point? I know, but like you'd have to see the point. Like, had you seen the room beforehand and then it went magical? Yeah. But you can't see it at all.
Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Ooh, let me look at something else. God damn it! Of course it's an action. Okay. In that case, well, no, because I need to. Fuck. Can I just light a torch and throw it in?
Oh, that wouldn't illuminate the magical darkness, but that would bonk it on its head. Wait, you have a ranged weapon. You could just do a ranged attack at this, you know.
That's true. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh God, what was the? Did we ever decide damage dice for that? My
It was
weapon?
only if you do the sound effect does it do a D8.
Okay. Well, Silas reaches into his bag, I guess, and pulls out the dumbest shit you've ever seen. It's a slide whistle. And he puts a dart into it. And then he does the little and fucking blows a blow dart at the end of it.
It sails through the air into the darkness. Go ahead and oh, Steven's gone too. Well, this is annoying.
Damn
Hey,
it.
Jahi, are you appreciating this?
What?
Oh my God, Jahi,
Motherfucker.
did you hear what happened?
No, the audio cut out.
Oh,
Slide
okay.
whistle blow dart gun.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and roll with disadvantage. Just roll twice and take the lowest.
That's +7 too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so fuck. 10, huh?
Okay. It misses, unfortunately.
Fantastic.
The dart sails through the darkness and connects with nothing except a stone wall in the back, where you hear a solid thunk.
Cool.
Okay, Belfin, it is your turn. Sure.
What's going on? Jesus Christ. I stepped away for a moment. Did you hear me when I said I stepped away?
Yeah, I heard that.
All right. What was going on?
Everyone's just made their attack, and now it's your turn.
Okay. Are the or do we still have tentacles in the room, or do they descend backwards?
No, they extended back into the room.
Okay, so Belfan's gonna make another shot at the tentacles.
All right, go ahead.
First is gonna be the Force Ballista, so it's gonna fire.
Okay.
That's an unnatural 20.
Nice.
All right, that bolt connects.
Funk.
That is 6 force.
All right, do the damage for the.
That's for the Force Ballista, so it's only 6 points of damage. And then for my action,
okay.
I am going to. I'm gonna Thorn Whip it.
All right. With that. Okay. Okay. For roll your attack. I'm gonna say reasonably. It's pressed up and it's pretty big.
Alrighty.
Thorn whip.
Nope. That's a 10.
All right. That is a spell, right?
It's a
It's a
cantrip.
cantrip.
Okay, just checking. Okay, you're fine. All right. And is that everything you're gonna do?
Currently it was my action and my bonus action, so I am done.
Okay. As you all sit there, calm, you've got this thing in control. You hear this, and then you hear like the walls shake a little bit and start to rattle. Everyone on the western wall, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Awesome.
Oh, Mags, can you roll in the window so I can keep track of it? It's like this.
I've been rolling in the window.
Oh, well, roll.
All of my shit.
Roll, oh, I'm sorry. I thought I heard dice. Just roll me your dexterity. Everyone, give me your dexterity. Except Delphin. He's the only one that doesn't have to.
Of course.
Because I'm fighting from a distance.
Oh no! I highly recommend burning an inspiration.
No, I'm gonna save it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You feel the immense bulk of this creature as it rages against its small confines, and you feel its tentacles slide out of the darkness to hold up the ceiling as it pushes through the wall, and everyone move. Okay. Silas and Asger move behind the turrets, and Belfan, because you succeeded on your throw, so you got the ability to move away. Unfortunately, Juradas here doesn't, and then sees this enormous creature burst into the room.
Holy God.
Fucking do it.
Wait, these are like challenge rating fucking 20.
It's
No,
not.
it's a 13.
It's a 13.
Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
It's not running at full capacity. Don't worry. You, you can
the hell is
actually
that
now
thing?
tell that it is extremely bloodied and has taken a lot of damage. But right in front of you is a neolithid, a neothelid. Its tentacles lashing out. It starts clicking, and it is now going to make some attacks. I'm really sorry. What the hell? It can only attack once? Oh no, I just remembered the one thing it can do. You see it open its mouth, and you see these enormous bladders in the inside of its throat are deflated, and you hear it
So
go.
how much damage did I take?
Huh?
How much damage did I take?
You just took
I mean, I rolled a nat 1, so I assume the maximum whatever that was.
you take 10 bludgeoning damage as the wall caves in around you and knocks you. Nothing too bad. It was just a wall. Thankfully, it. Oh my god! It shot right past you. Oh Jesus! Sorry, I just got like enormous tooth pain. Good luck seeing a dentist.
Yeah.
It shoots past you. It opens its mouth, and you see it. These enormous bladders on the inside of its mouth start getting larger and larger from the back of its throat forward. So they engorge and they engorge and they engorge. And the creature opens its mouth and lets out a terrifying belch. Everyone in front of it, except for Gyarados, lucky him for rolling a 1, give me a dexterity saving throw.
So he got his breath back.
Yeah, he rolled the 6.
Oh, great. I'm gonna get fucking barfed on. 13, and then for
Oh
my
my God.
robot.
Oh no!
Oh my god! What
I'll
the
burn
fuck?
my 1 inspo, actually.
The robot
thank
rolled a
you.
nat 20. The Force Ballista gave no fucks today.
Alright, go ahead and use your inspo.
There we go.
Okay, that's Christian. Okay, Silas and Belfin, you take the full damage. Asger and turret number 1, you take half.
Woo!
What's the full damage?
Oh, okay.
It is
Oh.
14.
So 7, and then the ballista is going to be at 18. I think it was at 18 earlier. Was it? I'm looking for my note on it. I left it in the chat somewhere. Oh god.
Let's see, I got a fortune from a Chinese restaurant. Express yourself now.
Okay, here's how I'm expressing myself.
Okay.
I feel as if the online says, fuck your demon luck, Jahi.
Yep.
By like a lot.
Okay. Today's been a very bad day for you. Okay. That's the end of everything I can do. So, it is now Juradas's turn. You are under some rubble. You could do a bump. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna get from underneath the rubble. I'm gonna swing at it 2 times.
All right. You have to use your bonus action to get out from the rubble. I'm just gonna say that you're
Alright.
reasonably strong. You could just lift it up. And you go over there and you swing at it. So go
Alright,
ahead.
So Ballista is at 10.
So a 12 and a 9 and an 18.
A 12 and an 18.
Yeah.
One connects, and you definitely miss with the 12.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll me your damage.
So that is a D8. Mm, 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 mm. Um, that's still 7 damage though, because I get a +6 to my rolls.
Good job.
I'm not sure how to tell you this, but how do you want to do this?
Oh.
Yes!
Barely.
Do you know how much HP it had left?
How much?
7. Exactly 7.
Oh my god.
Nice.
That's why I was praying for it to roll a 6, and it did. So yeah, go ahead. Tell me how you destroy this Neothelin.
Gyarados is like physically fumingly like upset, like I keep on missing this. I keep on being useless. I am not the young boy I once was. My father was not right about me. And he kind of like runs up to it. He jumps up and he puts his blade like into its mouth as he drags down along the like front of it, essentially like splitting it open.
You spill open its foul guts, exposing its corrupted, emaciated innards. The creature lets out one last before it just slumps over dead. Congratulations, you killed a Neothelin.
Yay! Did the
Alright.
goblin see that? Did the goblin, the bugbear, see this?
I think the goblin is actually under its body right now, dead, because it just crushed it to death as it went into the room. These things are fucking huge. They have a gargantuan size. This one's just slightly smaller than they normally are.
Well then.
The hobgoblin, I guess, is over in the corner, but the other goblin is fucking dead.
Alright, so now that that's over with, I'm gonna start brushing up my wounds.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, and as you can probably imagine, guess what disappears?
What?
The darkness?
Ah, yes.
Yep. You can see a small exposed band appear behind the door, which you have visual sight of.
Alrighty. So, first things first. I'm gonna start fixing myself up. Before that, though, I'm gonna cast Mending on my machine, which will allow it to heal for 2d6 hit points.
All right, go ahead. Roll it up. Oh, hold on a second. Just gonna. Zoop!
Yeet.
This
All
is
right.
needed to die.
So 15 for the first one. I'm just gonna keep mending it until it's fixed.
Yeah, it's fixed.
Yeah.
It's kind of dumb as trip.
And
Okay,
then,
if you go into the next room, I will show you the whole thing.
all right. So,
Gyarados starts walking to the next room.
shouldn't
go ahead
we
and just
heal
zoom in
up
there.
first? Well, okay.
As you walk into the room, you see the next Neolithid's dad comes in and asks what you did with his daughter.
And I run.
Does anyone want to examine its body?
Sure, I'll poke it.
All right,
Yeah, I
give
guess
me
we
a
should.
nature check.
I'll be right
Oh,
back.
never mind. Not nature.
Sure.
Wow.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's a worm.
You can go ahead and re-roll that. You poke around, and you're vaguely familiar with these creatures, and you determine that this one is almost purposefully weakened. It almost is like someone went in here, tooled around with it, and purposely made it less powerful than it normally was. Kind of curious.
Oh, Ian, my my force can's back on my is back into backpack mode. By the way,
Okay.
so just take.
What do the rest of us want to do? Oh, you're in the other room.
I started moving.
What's that? A ladder? Could it be? Fucking.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit myself with a cure wounds before I go down there. Fuck that.
Yeah, smart idea. One chain reaction and you're fucking dead.
I want to investigate the room we're currently in.
So 11. Back up to 27.
All right, you're fine.
One more.
Let me
One
just
more
look
for the
at
road.
Let me look at the notes. The room. The walls are
Good.
lined with preserved fluid. There are jars of dissected worms lying around. And there is a large safe in the corner that, despite the presence of this neothelid, still fervently locked, albeit slightly molten from the acid attacks.
So slightly melted in a way that I could pry the door off.
You know what? I like the way you're thinking.
'Cause
Go
big,
ahead.
beefy
Give
boy.
me,
Oi,
give me a straight
Asuka.
athletics check.
Okay.
Oh, right there? You get the door pried open a bit.
No, hold on. That
Uh,
wasn't my roll. That was my investigation.
Oh, my mistake. All right, go ahead.
Oh, it was worse.
Oh, wow. How?
That I
You
mean,
pry open the.
it's plus 11. So
I know, right? You pry open the door enough that you can see the contents, and it seems to be a bunch of research. You can reasonably snake your hand in there, so do a sleight of hand check if you want to just weasel your hand in there.
can I actually wedge my spear in and then use that to pry it open?
Go ahead and pry it open with advantage. Excellent. I imagine you wasted 20 on this. Okay,
No,
there we go.
A
Close enough.
17 will work though.
Yeah, a 28 reasonable. You pry your spear in there and wrench the door open, and papers and curios fly open. I'm actually now going to roll something that I'm excited to roll. I am going to roll treasure generator, because I never get to do this. Huh. Okay. You only spot one thing out of note on the interior, and it is a tankard. It's of dwarven make, and you can see runes and like various stones on the exterior and everything, and it's just sitting on the top shelf. And let me roll something else. On the inside of the chest, there's research materials, but you can see that there is a smaller section which has labels on it. And it says Dr. Gallivant, Dr. Robust, Dr. Robert. And you can see that they are individually locked, but they're very tiny locks, and you can actually take them off with your hands, which you do deftly.
Fair enough. What's inside?
God damn it. Just tally the treasure. It's slowing down. Okay. In the top one is an apprentice's potion. That's all it says on the outside. You can't quite tell what this does offhand.
Fair enough. So there's just the potion and research notes.
Yep. Here, 1 minute. Oh, here we go. Okay. There's 3 platinum coins.
Ooh.
And one of the drawers is 6 pounds of exotic spices. Very aromatic. There's 2 vials of holy water, 4 vials of antitoxin, a potion of healing. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to stick that.
I was going to say, just throw it in the chat.
I'm just going to throw this shit in the fucking chat.
Sweet. And
Yeah,
at seeing all the research notes, I would immediately call Belfan over.
Dude, does anybody want to heal me real quick?
Oh, look,
How
a
are you
potion of
doing?
healing.
I'm at 11 hit points.
Oh yeah, you should
Holy
take the. You can have the potion of healing.
You're kind of beating the fuck up.
Yeah, you can have that.
Yeah, you're lucky it was emaciated because it normally does 10d6.
Jeez.
Yeah, I wanted something spooky in there, and Dylan recommended it, so I decided to use it. But I'd obviously neuter it a little. Yeah, everything that's in the chat right now is in that chest, along with a oh shit.
What?
Huh. Okay. I'm gonna replace the tankard with this because it's weirder. It is a potion of web.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I know. Like, one thing I've been really wanting to put into my games is the random loot generators because it gives you really weird shit, and they're random and they're usually not terribly useful. So it means that it's gonna come up later to bite me in the ass, and I'm not which is what I want. It's like
I
you
like that a lot.
So
You
you're pretty
need to
much just
keep this
asking me to
focus-
pull a Gabe move every fucking game.
I want yeah, because I can only imagine it now. Like, aha, you're immediately gonna die unless you have something that can hold this focusing prism in place for 1 minute. And obviously none of you have. Actually, I'm gonna use my potion of web.
I'm gonna vomit web.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and divvy that up however you want.
Mags, take the potion. Take it now.
Glug, glug.
Okay.
What is that? 2d4 plus 4, right?
Yeah, 4 times 4. So let me just roll that.
All right. So
You get 10 HP back.
Oh boy.
all right. Do you had some notes for me or something?
Oh yeah, the research. What is it?
It says mutagenic properties of centric worms, delivery system for new organs using parasitic worms. Document 1.
Oh, that's interesting. So speaking of which, the the corpse of that creature, did we just have to kind of jump over there, or did it just like fucking like?
Wait, say that again. You broke up a fuck ton. Say that again.
Oh god damn it. So when we killed that thing, what did we have to get over it somehow? Because that's a big fucking corpse.
Yeah, you had to crawl over that corpse.
Okay,
but
I'm gonna
I'm
go
not
back
gonna-
over and I'm gonna try to fucking get something out of its. I'm gonna try to get some of its bile for into one of my into a vial.
Okay, go ahead.
Nice.
Just give me a or animal. I guess either would apply. I don't know which one to pick. Whichever one you think you could better handle. Go ahead.
It would be an alchemy check, wouldn't it?
I have an
For the-
alchemy's kit.
Yeah, alchemy check then to collect materials. Good idea.
Just because he's specifically trying to get an acid, basically.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
If he were trying to get like teeth or skin, it would probably be survival.
You know what? You're right. Yeah, because it's collecting bile. All right, give me that roll, Gabe.
Yeah. Alrighty. So it's 1d20 plus 7. Yeah. This ain't gonna be good.
Give me a D4 minus 3,
D4 minus 3.
and there's no minimum. Actually, no, make it minus 2.
Sadly, nothing.
Ew.
Yeah, you break it.
Damn it.
There are a few other acid sacs, but you've ruptured a fair amount of them, so there are only 2 left.
I'm gonna make one more attempt at it. Kind of, it's like Belfan's desperately trying to like get a vial set up so that he can canister, like he can create like more rounds for his cannon.
All right, go ahead.
It's like that was the original purpose of this. Oh,
Okay.
come on.
Okay, give me a D4 minus 2.
Nothing. Shit.
Okay, you have one more shot. Hey, you can ask for a lab assistant, you know?
Fuck it. Asker, get your ass over here.
Right. Okay.
I knew I shouldn't have gotten that minor in alchemy at college.
I just need help. I'm fucking rupturing sacks over here, and the damn thing keeps these damn things are so fucking weak.
Ah, all right.
Well, it's even weirder because
see
the
how I
creature.
can help.
It's even weirder. It's like this would have been easy. It's just the fucking creature's emaciated.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that was a good thing for us.
Yeah, I guess so. Otherwise, we'd have been fucked.
Go ahead and do it with advantage. You have Asger holding the stack and stay. Ah, there you fucking go. Wait, was that a?
It was
Okay.
Yeah, but it was with advantage.
Yeah, you're fine. You stabilize the sack and go ahead and roll a d4 plus 1.
I'll take it. Please give me a lot. Yeah.
Hell yeah! Look at that.
I have
You have 5 vials of aberrant acid.
5 vials of aberrant acid. I will take it.
This requires a bit more tooling because you're not familiar with this specific kind of acid, so it'll take some research. But you believe with some time and effort, you can give this the old Harvard try, and you can get it to sort out properly.
So I'm basically going to add acid to my cannon's repertoire. Bullshit.
Yep, and you have 5 volleys, so keep that in mind.
Yeah. Well, it's good news. If we can get some more adamantine, I think coating the chamber will keep it from the acid melting it. But other than that, I think we
That's
should
a
be
good point.
good.
Keep that in mind.
You could also just create a lobbing mechanism.
That's actually an idea. But you know that's also more weight for the cannon to carry around.
It is true. It could be something you could maybe just attach to it when it needs it.
Fair, but I'll consider the attachment idea though. That's something I could consider. Anyway, so the research notes they provided. So that's suspicious though. Why would something try to intentionally weaken this creature? It's odd.
Probably gaining something from draining its essence.
To be fair, we should probably see if this is a female. It would make sense if there were more children inside of this place, but I don't see any more larvae in here.
But you did see a staircase, so we
It's
were
a-
told that
wasn't
all
it
the
a ladder?
larvae were downstairs.
Wasn't it a ladder?
It is a ladder.
Yeah, it's a ladder.
It
not
is a
staircase.
it is a staircase. It's
Okay.
fancier than that.
All right. It's a step ladder, is what you mean.
Anyway, it's we were told by everything that we found that they're downstairs. So the majority of the larvae are downstairs. I just happened to somehow skewer one earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready to go downstairs?
At least poke my head down there.
You poke your head down there and you see this. Hey, look over to the right.
Okay.
It is an empty room, except in front of the 2 doorways, you see 3 big glowing worms.
And we established that killing these was bad, right?
Very.
Balls.
Oh, Silas, Gyarados, are you going to go downstairs?
Yeah.
I'll go last.
Smart. Trip, knock everyone over. Everyone falls on top of the worms. They blow up. Everyone dies instantly.
Exactly.
Milo and Dr. Piper are wondering why suddenly we have 4 new friends.
That's just starting to get into character. That's not fun.
Okay, you have to figure out some way to get past the worms politely.
Okay, let's not, kill them. Can probably try to find a way around them.
Well, we can't startle them, was also said, so be very careful
Actually-
moving near them.
Do we have a sleep spell on us? That would do wonders right now. Would make them
That's a good
would make
point.
them less active at the very least.
Would the bard perhaps have something like that?
Hmm?
Silas, do you happen to know sleep?
I wonder if I could get them to just move
No,
away.
I don't.
Gotcha.
But I can tell what you're thinking.
I don't. If you startle them. But there's a large pile down there. That's not good.
Hmm.
What you laughing about, you madman?
I was just thinking of using Mage Hand to like pet them. All right, what do
Yes.
y'all want to do?
Has mage hand. Actually, I'm
You
gonna
have mage.
use mage hand.
Okay,
Lol.
give me an animal handling check instead of a spell.
Oh, you son of a bitch! Let me.
Actually, this is totally Silas's shtick, so let Silas do it.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. What do you want to do though?
You also have Mage Hand, so you can do an animal handling check to pet and calm down the worms, or at least get them to move away from one door to another door.
Well, like the goal would be to nudge them effectively.
There we go.
Woo!
Damn.
All right,
I
You-
I get him to scooch.
all right. Go ahead and describe how you corral them and where you corral them. Do you want them to go to the south door or the east door?
I can't see, so
Oh, you can see down here, so
oh,
because they
so-
glow, they actually give off enough light to overcome the fact that there's otherwise no light source.
Hmm, which way do we all want to go first?
Doesn't matter.
I will corral them to the south door because nobody's near that one right now. So I just
There you go.
spread my arms out like the man in the Jurassic Park movie.
Dun 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 dun.
And then I scooch them around, just very, very gentle baps, and I get these three scary glowing worms to go away.
All right, here, 1 minute.
But I'm also really sweet. I'm like, shh, go on, go on.
Christ. Okay, there's worms. It doesn't let me make them any smaller, so there's worms there now. Go ahead and someone open the next door. I guess JDOS is doing that.
Yeah.
You open the door and pretty clearly see it's empty, except that the easternmost door has worms in front of it, but the southernmost does not.
He walks over to the worms very slowly, kind of extending his hand outward.
Okay.
And he does like an animal handling check to kind of like show them that he's not a threat.
Okay, go ahead.
Shows the things I can't see.
Ooh! I'm gonna use an inspo real quick.
No! No! Yeah, go ahead.
That's some
You
bullshit.
see,
So about a 12.
The worms get up and kind of hiss at you, but then they kind of fuck off and go north.
And I walk through that door.
All right, you walk through the door and you see this. It just seems to be a relatively destitute storage room and what have you. And in the back are several crates, and you can see that they're labeled in common preserved materials, professional handling only, Caneth, biological researcher, grade 4 only. And you can see that they're like enchanted in such a way that they require some.
Hey, Blue Blood, I found your family's legacy in here.
Thank you. I'm so glad you must imply that I'm imply. Let's see what they've got. He peeks into the doorway.
You look into them and you can see that it is 3 locked containers, and they have pretty rudimentary arcane lock on them, but something you're familiar with handling, so you think you can take care of it.
All
But
right.
it will require some clever spell crafting. So go ahead and tell me how you break.
Spell crafting, you say?
Yeah, just tell me how you're going to open them up.
Do I have any of that leftover sand from the this, or did I use it all for like the dispel magic while the cannon rounds?
You have an ounce left. Not
Oh.
enough to do anything substantive, but you get the idea that maybe if you put on top, it might let you get at least into 1 box.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
All right, you sprinkle it over the box, and the magical force field breaks down. The container goes as bolts come out of the side. It opens up, and you feel a chill because the interior is super cool.
All right.
You dig in. Do you want to look inside?
Yeah, of course.
You look inside, and there are three crystal containers in here with strange organs on the inside.
Anyone good with medicine? Because this ain't my area of expertise. He kind of pulls out. It's like, are these organs like in containers or?
Yeah, they're organs in containers. You can quickly tell that they are not human.
I can tell these aren't human, but I don't know what these are.
Well, we don't have anybody with medicine, so let's just move on and come back to that later.
I'm gonna put it back in the box. I'm gonna try to figure out the other 2 boxes.
Okay. While you do that, does anyone else want to continue exploring?
I mean, I'll go with Asker down some couple other doors.
All right,
I
go
go up
ahead.
here.
As you look in here, you see that it is an emergency exit hatch, but it has been closed off from the collapse, and you can't get it open.
And this way? The other direction. Oh, sweet. I go down the hall.
There are several worms in front of the door to your left, and to your north is another door, but it is there's no worms in front of it at all.
Okay, I'm gonna go to that door.
I'll try to coax the worms again.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Big P. Ah! Wait, did you do it?
Nice.
Ah, yeah! Yay! He got his mojo back. The worms look at you, and they scamper away in fear. And you open the door, and the only thing in this door is a corpse in the corner, wearing what you identify as a very high-level Caneth researcher's uniform. The flesh has melted away. The uniform is in tatters. It could maybe be salvaged with some clever magic. And well, that's all you can make out for the time.
I go into the room grabbing the corpse, and I'll just let Asker see what he sees in that room. Come back to me.
Okay. There are 3 rooms, and there are no worms in here, so you can just look whichever one you want. Which one do you want to go to first?
right door first.
It is an empty room with a smashed crate. There is a corpse slumped over the crate, and there seems to be several strange holes in the garment coming out, almost like something burst out of its back. And there's blood, sinew here and there, but they are old and dried.
Sinew.
I guess, can I investigate the body to see if I recognize what could have caused something like that?
Yeah, sure. Roll me an investigation.
$13.
Concerning the neothelid you just saw, you figure that this is some kind of illithid tomfoolery, but you're not firm on what exactly it is.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, leave that room and go to this room.
You open this room, and there is only a scabbard in the corner with a sword still in it.
Want to look at the sword first? I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Just get an impression of it. Like, what does it look like?
Here, 1 minute. Into It is a great sword.
Okay.
Here, 1 minute. I have to. It gave me the name of the object, but didn't tell me what it was.
Oh, fun.
Oh, well, this is like stupidly duplicative for you. You pick up the sword, the great sword. What do you do with it?
Hey guys, be right back.
Sure.
There's a scabbard for a greatsword? I guess that makes sense. It would have to be a back scabbard.
Yeah, it's more like a protective sheath, more that you can tell.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I guess how wieldy is it? I swing it about a bit and see how it feels.
Well, as soon as you take it out of its scabbard, you notice that its blade is alabaster white, almost like the reflective surface of one of the celestial bodies, and then it begins to glow, and it emits bright light 15 feet from outside.
Whoa.
You can roll Arcana or History or whatever you want, and that's reasonable, and I will tell you what it is.
You could call Belfan over too if you need some help.
Let's see, what do I have? Religion +1. Ooh. History is also only +1. Yeah. And Arcana is +1. Yeah, someone who's better at that should look at this. So I'll just wait until we get back to someone, and I'll just bring it with me for now. And what's in
go ahead.
this
You can
room?
just strap it to your back. Okay.
I'm still tinkering with chests.
That's fine.
The last room.
The last room you see. Second. Reselect this stupid. There you go. You see an empty cot, and there is a large sack on top of the cot. Do you open up the sack?
I poke it with my spear first.
You poke it. There's some kind of commotion on the inside, and then it spills open, and just seems you disturbed the precarious balance that had been in place since the Mornland, and it spills open its contents.
Gross. What's in it?
Here, 1 minute. You find an hourglass, 4 wheels of cheese, and a small gray bag.
A small gray bag?
Yeah, something like maybe 3 or 4 fist size, like a pretty decent sized little bag, and it's wound up tight.
I look in the small bag.
It appears empty, but you notice that it seems to still have weight even when it's open. What do you do?
Okay. I take. What would I have on me? Hold on. I take my old uniform out of my regular bag and I try and put it in there.
You try to stuff it in there, and all of a sudden you feel a bite. Roll me a d8.
What the
Ow.
fuck? That's no good.
1 minute. All of a sudden, you feel this enormous thing tugging on you, and all of a sudden, an enormous panther erupts out of the bag, having bitten onto your clothes. So now you're fighting a panther. Go ahead and tell me what you're doing, because now there's a panther in this room with you, and it's pretty mad.
I stab it twice in the face with a spear.
Okay, give me an attack roll twice.
And because I'm freaked out, he's gonna go full reckless with it.
Oh,
All right, go ahead.
fuck. It's like panther in a bag. Ah!
Pretty much.
I just imagine we hear like screaming coming. It's like, oh,
So first one is a 13 plus 8, so 21. And then let me
You
roll
hit it.
for the second.
Jesus Christ! What are you gonna? You're gonna fucking all out wreck this damn thing.
Actually, those first two rolls you do hit it.
Oh, well, I mean, whatever. Then it hits with my second one too.
Okay.
All right. So that's 2d12.
I'm just going to tell you the panther is dead.
Oh, okay, cool.
You stab it twice and definitely pin it against the wall, and it goes, and it dies. The bag falls to the floor, and it re-cinches itself. Kind of strange.
What in the fuck?
I recommend you bring this back to Belt.
I was about to say, I
And
pick it up,
Gyarados,
tie it tighter so it can't.
I walk inside the room looking at the corpse. What do I see?
okay. You see the room is empty except for the corpse. It is nothing but a skeleton and desiccated leather, flesh, and what have you. Its outfit is disgusting because it was covered in decomposing elements, but nothing that can't be taken care of with mending and preservation. And you can see that there is a badge on the exterior of the uniform that still glints even after these years in subterranean prison.
I grabbed like the skeleton, kind of dragging it outside with me, and tossing it in front of Belafan.
Okay. You drag it down the hallway, it loses its limbs, its head falls off, it smears a little bit, and all that's left is a torso that you then throw in front of Belfan. Belfan, you immediately notice the badge still attached to his lapel, although slightly less shiny.
Here.
Okay, why'd you drag a corpse in front of me like a dog?
Oh, I just think the house cannon should be smeared in mud sometimes. I'll go see what Asker's doing. Keep the uniform if you like.
He shrugs. You have fun with that.
All right, Silas, what are you going to be doing?
What's there to do?
There is still a door to the south that you could look into.
Explore the south.
I will do that.
You open the door, and inside is this large room, which, aside from the table in the center, is empty.
There's another doorway.
Yep. You open this, and to your south, you see a large ornamental water pipe, which still has several containers of sealed hashish next to it.
420 blazer.
Good gnomish kush. And to your north, you see.
For myself.
You now have 1 pound of gnomish kush. You can actually theoretically take the water pipe. It weighs like 20 pounds. Yeah, go ahead and add water pipe.
Alrighty.
To your north is a bookcase, and you
Lol.
can see in it are several handwritten journals and documents, and on their bindings it says, description of alchemical properties of Shendrick worms, or organ inventory in warehouse B. Do you take them?
Yes.
You pocket them, and I suggest you go back to Belfin, and I suggest everyone go back there because this is going to be the tail end of the session.
Fair enough.
Alright.
All right, Belfin, I think you know what to do with that badge, don't you?
I've got an idea of it. I take the badge off, of course.
And what do you do with it?
Anyone remember that map we had?
Which map?
The map that was inside the map that was inside the giant warforged.
I got a map from the gods. I don't remember getting one at the wharf.
There was a magical map by that warforged, and this is a badge.
That was a military map. It was
Oh.
for.
Never mind.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not.
okay.
It's an interesting item. Keep it in mind in the future.
Yeah, but the badge clearly has some value. I'm gonna look at the badge real quick.
You know how these work. If you were to press it up against the item, it'll unlock.
Oh, well, that's convenient. He takes the he takes the badge and starts unlocking the other two crates.
Okay. They pop open, and all the organs are still in there, preserved in their little jars.
Mm.
And kind of a little nudge, but one of the books that Silas has tells you what they are in explicit detail.
If you have a, did anyone find any a manifesto about these? Be kind of helpful.
Here.
Okay, that works for me. And I open the book up and dig into it.
It says, to House Kenneth, Central Researching, we have finished the processing of the Cendric worms and have determined that they are exceptionally useful in the implantation of extra potential organs in living hosts. We have not been able to have the creatures replicate their anesthetic properties. The patients will feel pain, and there's like a frowny face drawn next. And then someone also puts equals money next to it. It starts to detail the organs, and there are 10 items in the container. And there's 10 entries in the book, but you notice that there are 13 vials. You look at the list and you look at the vials and determine that the 3 extra vials are the organ worms that are necessary to implant them into your body.
That's interesting.
The manual details them. Do you want me to just list their names off really quick, and I can put them in the chat later?
Yeah.
Unless you all want to actually like role play everything else. Okay. They're listed as follows: aberrant adrenal gland, insectoid neurology, spider's touch, seductive kiss, ogre glands, reptilian frill, bat ears, conductive brain fluid, tortoise skin, and meteor heart.
And a teaspoon of vanilla.
Looks like we may have hit the DNA jackpot over here.
The fuck's DNA?
And that helps us how?
How do you feel about getting
do you want-
spliced?
There's only 3 worms, so you can only take 3 organs. Unfortunately.
Spliced how?
Wait, does this mean that House Kenneth was experimenting on people with these things?
According to this manifesto, that pretty much confirms it.
Huh.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't exactly like this either. But
I mean, what can you expect of people that see others as lesser than themselves?
Oh,
I've
wait.
come to understand that you are looking down on me, and I'm getting a little sick of it.
Silas
Hmm.
makes a point of rolling his eyes.
Yes,
Perhaps
you two
these
hate
people
each
too
other and all
are
that.
sick of the
Where's
shit
the
too.
ghost?
Oh shit! Right, that was what we came here for.
Oh, I forgot to
Silence.
mention. Oh my god, I forgot to mention where he was. In the big room to the south, the one with the table, there is a typewriter on it. And
Okay.
remember how Silas earlier said I have to wait for him to finish typing? That's because he was a typewriter.
Ah, son of a bitch. That's
So
pretty
is
Oh,
clever.
no.
Lynn there?
All right.
Yeah, he's there. Actually, Silas hasn't bothered to ask where the fuck he is his entire time.
No, I haven't.
Oh my
Um,
god.
So where is he?
He's in
Oh,
that big table. Do
yeah.
you see the big table to the south? There's a typewriter. Just,
Oh yeah, no, that was in character.
all right, good.
Oh, hang on.
You hear his voice saying, and then a paper pops up and it says, "Please help me."
I'm a
Oh,
typewriter.
neat
Help.
Are you trapped in that?
You hear, yes. Also, please flip over the paper. I only have one piece.
Ching.
Flip it.
It goes. I'm a member of the Emerald Claw, the intelligence agency of of Tarnth. If you're to assist me in getting out of the Mournland, I can truly die. In one act before I depart from this plane, I will use my ethereal nature to gain information or assist you in some task. As regards, your loyal friend, the typewriter.
What do we need help with?
I am quite adept at spying. Perhaps sneak a peek at one of your or get you information you would otherwise find difficult to acquire. Respectfully, the typewriter.
What do we need to know that we couldn't get on our own? Oh, hey. We could find out about the defenses of that city y'all want to build a house in.
What city?
What was it? Dangapore, Darlin
No.
Cup.
No.
What was it again, Oscar?
Palur Dral.
Yes.
That place, I can tell you about it right now.
Sounds good.
Pick up the paper. He wrote a lot. It says,
Hey.
Palar Dral is the last, most heavily defended city of the Dakani Empire. The place where they mounted the great offense against the Dalkir when they severed Zoriat from this plane and drove those hellish beasts out of Eberron 7,000. When their empire fell into various moats, collapsed and felled by Myrrh and men, Pollard Dral remains a solid city-state. Beneath it, deep within its confines, it is said to house the greatest examples of Dakani art, culture, literature, and most important, knowledge. There are things in there that have not been known or heard in over 15,000 years. It is a treasure beyond imagining. Respectfully.
Sounds like we picked the right place.
Out of character, you all did, like, amusingly enough, pick, like, a random fort city that is actually extremely important. So thank you.
You're welcome. Wait, did it say it had defenses, like as in the past, and now it's empty?
Silas, you hear him in the head say, "Please put in another piece of paper." And you look
Somebody
around.
give him
There's
another piece of paper.
there's a stack of paper next door. So he puts it in there, and he
Gotcha.
says, "Go ahead and tell them to ask whatever questions I want, and I'll answer them right now."
Okay, this is an ask him anything.
Is it currently guarded?
I have been dead for 2 years, but when I expired, it was in a bitter contest between Dugon and Zalargo. It is one of the most heavily fortified places on Earth. I mean, on Eberron. It would be difficult to get in there without some kind of official authorization or being extremely sneaky. The city itself, though, is relatively unguarded because they fight so bitterly over it that none of them dares to go there unless they find themselves a centralized target. If you're to get to the city, you'll find yourselves fairly calm and quiet, but getting there will be difficult. There are at least 10 miles of fortifications in every direction.
Kind of throws a wrench in things.
Indeed. Sure.
This paper just pops up. You don't have to take it out. He says, "If you were to free me, I could do reconnaissance for you and perhaps hear them whispering and find some flaw in the defense for you, as thanks for releasing me from this prison, this clickety-clack prison."
Let's
Give
say we
me a
do him a
minute.
favor.
Give me just a minute. And Asger is going to leave the room and go find himself some peace
Okay, go ahead.
and kneel down
All right.
and in his head ask Hell, do you want him now or do we use him first?
My child, this man must be freed from this type right. Take him away from the Mournland and smash his new form upon the ground. That alone shall suffice.
And it will be done. I run back, pick it up, stick it in my bag, and then actually I need to ask Belfan about the sword and about the bag. Actually, I pulled the typewriter back out. What's the sword? What's the bag?
I only found my body here in this typewriter. I barely know where I am right. Perhaps you should ask your exceedingly clever friend, the Blue Blood, as I heard.
Fair enough. Belfan,
Yes.
I found this sword, and it's like glowing in my hand.
Ah,
And
fuck!
then I'm like,
A little too bright.
Sorry? And I put it back behind me. Could you look at it though?
Yeah, I
and
could,
then
just-
I pull out this bag that is tied shut, and then like the extra loose end is tied on top of it, and I'm like, don't open it. The last time I opened it, a fucking panther came out.
Oh, a panther came out? That's it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so from that, could I deduce what that is?
Yeah, you can just give it a simple Arcana check. These are common magical items. You'd be able to do pretty swift.
Nice.
Can I just do it? Can I just say that that's for both of them and save myself an extra roll?
Obviously.
Yeah.
The sword. The sword is a moon-touched sword, great sword.
It's a moon.
It simply generates light 15 feet, dim light 15 feet beyond that. It's essentially a perennial torch.
That's impressive. You managed to get yourself a perennial torch.
And the damage it does is considered radiant. So you convert the slashing damage to radiant.
Is it plus at all?
Huh?
It's not plus at all though, is it?
Oddly enough, no.
Okay, that's fine.
And it's a great sword?
It is a great sword, yes.
So it's 2d6. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a big old son of a bitch.
All right. Well, I
And
now have
the
a
other
spear
thing-
and a greatsword.
And the other thing is a gray.
Hey,
bag
don't
of
forget
tricks.
your arm blade, motherfucker.
That's true. A gray bag of tricks? Oh.
I'm gonna
You
keep
just
that bag of
triggered its
tricks.
magic and spawned a panther.
This-
It has
Nice.
D4 uses. You used one of them by accident. You have 3 more uses of the gray bag.
I will take the
Nice.
bag of tricks off of you, though.
You can have it, and I'll take the sword unless you want it, Gyarados.
It's.
No, I'm fine. I'm quite fine with the fearmongerer.
Alright. Well, I've got an arm blade and a greatsword. I guess if anything seems to be evil, I should use this thing on it.
As you say this, you pull out the blade and it glows, and everyone feels slightly uncomfortable.
Except for me, I'm fine.
All right. Okay.
Actually, if anyone else touches it, does it do anything?
No. Oddly enough, it actually is a pretty mundane magical item. It just does that.
It's just a moon touched
Okay.
weapon. So it's like, in other words, it's just you just got yourself a sword that also happens to be a fucking torch. Still a good weapon though.
Yeah,
I
pretty
mean-
solid little blade there.
I was about to say, it does radiant damage, so if we ever find something that
Two
looks
D
like
six
it
plus
should
5
do-
radiant damage. I'll take it. It's not a sun sword, but it'll certainly do.
All right. How do our characters want to reflect on the tail end of their adventure? Because we've reached the 3-hour mark.
Oh, we're past the 3-hour mark.
I think we've reached the nearly 4, actually.
No, it's only been
Um,
3 hours 16
We
minutes.
we started at around. Yeah, we started at around like 6:20.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I suggested we keep it at this because then everyone else can appreciate everything. Good job. How did you all like the little boss fight there?
Pretty
I thought
good.
It was cool.
Yeah, that was a big boy.
Cool monster.
That was fun.
Yeah, I plopped him in there because he has blind sense. It's why he was clicking every turn because he clicked to determine where you were, and every time you made noise, he knew where you were. I actually thought that one of you would like figure that out and then just stay deathly quiet, and then he couldn't figure out where the fuck you are.
Yeah, but he did vomit breath. It didn't matter.
Yeah, when he hears you scream because you're being melted, he knows where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Y'all did a good job. You now have a fair amount of loot to divvy up. Before we exit, do you want me to, in canon, explain each organ? Because they're actually not very complicated, but they have interesting little fluff I gave them.
I mean, up to you.
Go for it.
I think we should just save it for next week when our the rest of our party's here.
You know what? Yeah, because
That's fair.
you can only implant 3 of them, so it makes sense to have it all out and then kind of argue about who gets what and where.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. All right, well, good job, everyone. Thank you so much for the session, and I have some good news. Guess who levels up today?
All of us?
Yeah, the 4 of you get to go up to level 6.
Whoop, whoop.
Mainly because you were
Oh.
Christians and decided to have compassion upon a typewriter.
Typewriter Chan.
Also, did you like the fact that he was a typewriter and that he had to communicate through typing, and then you
I
had to
thought
give
that
him
was
paper?
really cool.
That was pretty
It was
funny.
a
Yeah.
great shtick. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I was thinking about the candy monster, and I'm like, okay, I made the candy monster be a possessed item. How can I make it work? And I'm like, oh god, I got it. And then I came up with that weird. I'm also kind of annoyed that no one casted any high-level magic because I've been wanting to do a magic surge the entire time.
Well, you told us that casting magic was a bad idea, so we obviously wouldn't.
Actually,
it.
one of us inferred it. Fucking Belfan did the moment we walked in, so we didn't cast anything more serious than a ray of scorching.
I was originally going to have it so that when you casted magic, it would have had a roll on the Eldritch Magic Surge table, which is way better because it doesn't do damage. It just has really weird things happen, like your tongue becomes sentient and wants to escape your mouth but can't. You know, like weird shit like that.
Ugh, that sounds
But
more painful.
yeah, oh yeah, it's terrifying. I love it.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so y'all did a good job. You level up. Milo and Dan and Andre are also going to level up. I'm just going to have them do some downtime activity or whatever to keep everyone in parity.
Alrighty.
Because Dan had a medical emergency and Andre wasn't feeling too well, so it'd be kind of lame to have them be behind everyone, you know.
Oh crap! He had a medical emergency. Is he okay?
Dan, I actually learned that Dan's wife is a nurse. Like, I did not know this until like today. Like,
Oh
because
god.
he's never made mention to what she does.
I
And
didn't know
she's
he had a
in the,
wife.
huh?
I didn't know he had a wife.
Yeah, he has a wife and a baby.
Good for Dan.
I know, it's not like, hey, here's my kid, like beating you to death with it. Oh god, I actually don't know his kid's name or even gender. Wow, this is like weird. Why is he
Alrighty.
so mum? Maybe they're.
Ian, I'm
Okay,
killing the I'm killing the recording, by the way.
Sure, yeah, go ahead.